tell it loud, let's hit the dance floor.
Well, I assume we're going to be live soon. Kazuki and Zednik Ziska. Zednik, the young star from Prague. Kazuki, the very new on the scene, great Japanese player, one of the top, obviously both grandmasters, two of the best in the world. This is Phil Simborg, in case you can't hear me or see me or know me. Very proud and happy to be here and part of the Mark Olson's Galaxy team here. Working this is their first World Championships. It's its 53rd World Championships, but the first one that Galaxy has run, and it's so far so good. It's been very, very smooth and lovely and classy in every way. But the most fun was going out to dinner tonight, being with all my old friends from all over the world. So here we go. Opening roll. We don't play double rolls. This is the high roller jackpot, which they had 16 players, $5,000 entry fee, $75,000 prize pool. I believe it's split like 40-30, or a little bit 40-32. No, it's only first and second place. I think they're split 60-40. Okay, so there's that double hit, and often a wrong play, but when you have your opponent outboarded, as he does here, it's a great play to double hit. When I mean outboarded, is he has more innerboard points than the other. Double, very nice double. This puts really pressure on his opponent very early in the match, and he quickly takes it. And a lot of people would wonder about that take, but I'm sure it's right. I haven't seen the XG feed, but I would take that too. It's very early, but you get those gammons activated. Well, making the bar point look like an option there. I certainly would have thought long and hard about it. Let's see what XG says. We do get a feed a little bit late on XG, but I thought it was tempting to make the bar. It didn't show that play. The double was a slight no double, so it was really close. The double hit was right. We're getting a late XG feed on this, so we'll see what that play is. The only one I really questioned was making the bar point there on that 3-1. But if I would always be wrong to try and bet against either one of these guys, except at Bouzouki. I did beat Kazuki at Bouzouki, if you didn't hear my commentary earlier, when we were in Trier, Germany last year. I wouldn't play him regular backgammon. So in my spare time, I play Pascal Gammon, Bouzouki, all the fun games. But straight up backgammon, I don't have a chance with these grandmasters. Okay, he's looking for the best blitz plays, the most ways to cover and go for the blitz. He's got 10 checkers in the zone, and I'll tell you my trick. I didn't count the checkers in the zone. I counted the ones that weren't, because there's only 5 outside. You know, there's 10 inside, so that'll save you some counting right there. All right, he's got a hit no matter what. There's a really interesting play of hitting off the 6-point and covering. You hit with the 2. Oh, that doesn't make it. I'm sorry, 3-2. I'm thinking of a different roll. Oh, good roll. He needed to hit here. Come in and cover or come in and hit? How about come in and cover? All right. The double is looking better all the time, isn't it? Highly volatile type games. You want to activate that cube. Okay, thank you. If I see any chat, I'd sure love somebody to tell me if that was a 3-1 play if you make the bar. Obviously, I was wrong, but I didn't see the XG feed on that. If you have a question or comment, I will see it in your chat, and I'll try to get to it as we go through the match. Okay, they're adjusting the clock. All modern backgammon games have clocks now, and that was really a tremendous improvement to the game, in my opinion, for both for the enjoyment of the players and the spectators. And generally speaking, for a 15-minute match, you have 30 minutes on your clock with a 12-second delay every move. Okay, getting back to the action here. 3 checkers on the bar is not fun. This is not going to be a pleasant outcome unless he rolls a 4. All right. We have game. 5-6 doesn't hit. Comes around with another builder, though, that's for sure. There you go. He wants a 4 badly. He wants a 4. Oh, he didn't get it. Kazuki's in trouble. Zednik should still go on with the blitz now. He's got the check. Oh, that's a perfect roll. Perfect roll. That's the killer. All right, we've seen double 3s before. All right, you're all out blitzing now. Just keep bringing checkers into the zone. Be prepared to hit as soon as he comes in with a 3. Don't worry about the back checkers. That's the least of your problems right now. Let's see, you get the most builders you can. When you're blitzing, all on one side of the board. That was a questionable legal roll. The rule is if one checker lands on the board while the other is still in the cup, it doesn't count. But when it's really close, you let it count. But that is the rule, generally speaking, on legal rolls of that nature. One trickles out, and you can stop the roll if you don't like it. They're not playing dice on the checkers here, and they're not playing legal moves unless the 2 players agree to legal moves. You can get away with an illegal move, and you're not supposed to call your opponent on it unless you want to. Back to the old days of backgammon that we used to play, and I kind of like it. I was a big proponent of legal moves when we had 2 dice and no clocks, but when you got a clock, I like this rule. Why should I help my opponent correct him if he made a big mistake? Okay. 3 is huge here. Kazuki desperately needs a 3. Okay. All out blitz. Hits. I think you keep everything separated. Oh, he does come up there. Why would you give yourself bad double 3s? I don't know. I would have kept him split. I guess he wanted to prevent the double 3 joker for his opponent. I would have kept him split. But what do I know? If he didn't, and he didn't think long about it, I must be wrong. Okay, 6 in its history, unless there's some anti-jokers. Very nice of him to reset the clock when it goes off the table. Split them up, baby. Oh, he's thinking about clearing the 6. I think it's too early to clear the 6. Well, with 3 up, maybe not. With 3 up, it may not be, but I wouldn't clear the 6 point here. Clear the 6 point, there's no risk. But I don't see much risk by leaving it open. I wouldn't do it. Can't wait to see what XG says. I would not clear the 6 point. If I had my checkers further around, I would certainly do it. But with all these checkers to bring in, he could roll 3 6s in time. But it's good that he's thinking about it because it's probably close. I would play 20-15. Give him the double 3s. It wouldn't hurt that bad. He'd be leaving a blot with double 3s anyway. If he had 2 on the bar, I would protect against the double 3s. But with 3 on the bar, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't worry about it. No, I don't like this play. Okay. Again, I must be wrong if he's doing it. I'm not betting against... I'll bet against Alan Grunwald, who's standing behind me, but I won't bet against these guys. Okay. In backgammon, the nice thing is you're allowed to move the checkers and put them back. A lot of people think you should play touch move. This is a play I didn't think about. He has more covers this way. There's more numbers that cover. But I would have either played both off the 6 or none. I would have played none, but we'll see. Okay, that's all forced. I wonder what he's thinking. How do you say how do you say double six in Japanese? And hits again. Wow. Super duper joker. This proves I was right not to clear the 6, right? One time I was right. Only because it turned out bad. Wow. Lax equity just went way up. He's got a cover. And hit. Sure. 1s and 2s are duplicated. Ooh, he got away with it. Getting hit there would have really hurt. He doesn't notice really good players don't throw checkers away. That's why he didn't just dump a checker down to the 5 point. You take a checker out of play, it'll bite you later on in the game. It's 2. Wow, what a turnaround that double sixes was. But again, he gave him that joker, and it could have been wrong. I can't wait to see. He's thinking about the Recube. Wow. That wouldn't have entered my mind. That's a great roll. No. Which one do you block? I think I'm... Really? Wow. I was very tempted to make the 9 point there. Curious to see that play. He played it very quickly. The 9 point looked pretty good to me there. I like to keep him in order, but I guess he wants to stop the higher numbers so he gets shots at him when he comes out. And stop the double six joker. But notice he made that play very quickly. He didn't hesitate very long, so he must have been very, very confident of that play. Wow. 1-5. I mean, there is an argument for just going around, but I guess he does want contact. He's got a much, much better inner board, so contact does not hurt Zednik at all. He's not afraid of getting into a hitting battle when you've got 5 inner board points versus 2. Okay, I think a redouble here is a very, very exciting idea, but I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. It might be too good. That's the reason I wouldn't do it. Is it too good to redouble? I don't know. I know I'm passing. So you use Woolsey's law and you ask yourself, would your opponent take or pass? And if it's a pass, then it's clearly a recube or it's too good. So he did recube. I'm sure this is a pass. This can't be a take. He gets hit with 2s, 4s, and 7s, and he did pass. What a turnaround that double six was and leaving that 6 point open. Wow. That is a monster stop. You know, people don't realize, change the scoreboard, guys. Not only is he winning 2 points, but he avoids losing 2 points or actually losing 4 points on a gammon. That was a 6 point swing. It's not a 2 point. It's really at least a 4 point swing and probably a 6 point swing. There's one way he gets gammon and the other way he wins. And 6 points in a 15 point match is a hell of a swing. That's a monster equity change in that first game. That could be, you know, people always look at the last game as the decider. This could be the decider if, at the end, when you see the results. You might go back to this first game and say, this is what did it. This is what did it for Kazuki. Or what did Zed again. All right. 3-1. I don't know. I kind of like slotting the 4 point and playing 6-5. He can duplicate. He can come up and duplicate the 4s. Yeah, if he comes up with the 3, he duplicates 4s. He might do that. I like this 1 though for sure, and I decide on which 3 to play. It's got to be upper or slot the 4. Again, he's got him outboarded. Zednik is not that afraid of contact right now. There's a rule that David Rockwell taught me about not splitting against stacks. Coming down. That's an option I didn't have on my list. I think I come up, but okay, probably a good play. If he did it, it does give him a 7 to hit, but that 6-1 was a good roll anyway. He duplicated the 6-1 at least, and 2-5 didn't hit, so there's some real merit in that. Comes in, makes the point. That's a very good roll. You make another innerboard point or come down? I think you come down. No, he made the 2 point. I'm not sure I like that. I think it's a little too deep. You can make the 5 point. I like this and coming. This is my play. It's a very good roll no matter how you play it. Do you hit and you come out? That's pretty clear. Got to get those checkers moving. This is a big roll. A very good roll because he comes in and hits and makes the bar point. Almost has to make the bar point. He's going to hit again. Hit twice. Wow. That's really going for it. I would have favored making the bar point and not hitting twice, but because I know my opponent's going to roll a 3. If you know they're going to roll it, that's for sure the right play. You make the bar, come up with the back. That's it. And then the last one is 4, 6-4. What else? It's got to be 6-4. All right. There's 1. Got 3 more. 2, 3, and 1 more. He really likes this double hit. It's a very beautiful play. One that I don't like, but it's a beautiful play. But I'm sitting here and they're sitting there. I know they can't hear me, and if he could hear me, he would do the opposite of whatever I said anyway. They're in the next room, in a private room, which is really nice. Setup here is just second to none in the world. It's just the best. And you got to give Bill Riles and Tara a tremendous amount of kudos for the work that they've done putting these streams together in a first-class basis. Just terrific. It adds a lot to the game. Okay, he went for the double hit, which I didn't like. We'll see how it works out. And he's immediately punished. Double 1's a great roll. They say it's always right to make your 5 point, and he's got a big stack there. So it seems natural to me. And make the 5. Sure. Very, very good response. Wow. You might hit here just to stop him from making the bar point. He's got too many good rolls if you don't hit. And you can't come out. You get doubled out, I think, if you come out. You can play quietly, which is just boring. We're not here to get bored. I like the hit, but the question is which one? I don't like this at all. I like the hit 5-1. I like this first play better, but we'll see. I hope it's close because I'm not sure, but I would hit. If you don't hit, I just count too many rolls that make the bar point, which if Kazuki makes the bar point and gives a whole roll, it's just pretty much curtains. So I like the hit. And I don't think this is a double. I would certainly take it. All right, he agreed, and he didn't double. He danced. That's about as good an outcome as Sednick could hope for. 5-3. He can point on him, which I think is the play. Yeah, that's a very good point to make as opposed to making the ace point. There's the 1. All right, so Zednik could always fall back into a back game, but he's not very well timed for a back game, and he knows it. A 1-3 back game, you'd like to be down about 100 pips. Plus, the distribution matters as well as the pip count, but the ideal timing is about 100 pips. And I don't think he's close to that. Of course, he's not committed to the back game yet as long as the bar point isn't made, as long as Kazuki hasn't made the bar point. I don't think this is a double. I would certainly take it. Oh, we're looking at the PRs. So far, Zednik's playing at 1.07. Kazuki's playing at 5, probably because he didn't make my plays. I mean, obviously. That has to be the reason. Yeah, I agree. It was not a double. This is a heck of a roll. Hits 2 in the outfield. Now play off the 24 and hit another one. And then come out to the bar. And then game over. I think maybe he's thinking about making the 2-point. Yeah, now hit another one. Yeah. Yeah. And now the last one, I would just come out from the 24. Yeah. Super joker. He may be too good to double after this if he doesn't anchor. All right. Kazuki needs to anchor. Come in with a joker. He anchors on the ace. Is that good enough? I guess Ednick must be thinking he's playing on because he's too good. It's probably right. It certainly was a pass, so the question is whether it was too good to double or not. Continues to come in on the ace. All right. Key point. He needs 6s and 4s out, and he's got timing for that, so he's... Ooh, that's a big 2. But, you know, there's no time for this 1-2 back, and I still think it's too good. Well, maximize your covers. But he doesn't want to duplicate his 6s to come out, so that's why he gave himself a 5 to cover. All right, he needs 5s and 4s to make the point. The good news is that Kazuki does not have a spare on the 23 point. That's big. That's really, really a major factor right now. So that if he rolls a 6 and hits, oh no, I would not do that. Wow. Wow. I would keep trying to make the prime. I love primes. Primes are so much, you have such a great feeling. It's like a really good burp after a great meal. You just feel so good when you make the prime. He's playing super conservative here. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Because for one thing, you can always cube him out if things go wrong. That's why I don't play conservative. Because the cube is still in play. If the cube were already turned, I can understand being a little conservative here. I don't see this play at all. I'd play 12-9. No. Okay. I would like 12-9 there, but we'll see. If he rolls a 6, he's pretty happy anyway. It's all forced. Kazuki has one goal, not to get gammoned. He's not trying to win this game anymore. This is pretty much forced. 4-3. Okay, holds his board. He really would love a 1 to come up. Now, do you keep a checker back in case he... Yes. And he has another attacker in case he's hoping he rolls a 6. Nope, you just clear the 6 point. Oh, wow. Great play. Very nice play. He needed that 1 there desperately not to crash. Now he gets a 6. He's in the game. It was a very good play. That 1 was very big for Kazuki. And I would move another 1. I would move 24. Well, he does have the stack on the 2-point. He might want to go to the ace point. I don't think the differences on these kinds of plays are that huge. I could be wrong, but it's early in the match, and these plays are probably fairly close. So I wouldn't spend too much of my clock time on this. I'd save my clock for the end of the match. It's all forced. Now he wishes he had spare on both the 24 and 23. Ah, good roll. Why is he not hitting? Why not 2 out and hit? Am I missing something? Does he not see the 5? Come on. He's not going to hit? What? How can that possibly be right? I think that somebody needs glasses. I must have missed something there. How could he not hit that? What is going on? Kazuki. He's a young kid. His eyesight should be good. Oh my God, I can't wait to see the PRs. That has to be a big PR hurt for Kazuki. That hit, there's just no logic to that not hit there that I can think of. Even if it doesn't win you the game and put you in trouble, it gets you off the gammons. All right. Again, he's got the shot. You take it. And I think I stay. Yeah, I would have stayed on the ace point there for balance, fun. There aren't that many jokers that hurt you there. 7s and 8s. I always think of them ahead of time so you don't miss it if you roll it. Huh. 6-4. You don't want to give him a direct, so you just go behind and hope. 4-1. There is an option here. He could go to the ace point and not leave a direct shot. But while the board is really immature on Kazuki's side, I would leave a direct shot right now. Do it. I agree with that. Because the board's only going to get worse later, and it's going to be hard to bring home if you leave it too far out there. And throwing a checker to the ace point is another blot. So you get into a blot hitting contest, you could get a second checker back, and then it's game over. Now keep in mind, this cube has not been turned. And Zednik's got 4 checkers off. He could probably double him out in just the right play. He might have been able to double him out the last time, but he still thought he was too good, and I don't blame him. Now he's thinking about doubling. Now he does. This might be a Weaver. You know, a Weaver, Tom Weaver came up with the idea. You don't double when the guy's got a pass. You wait until he can take. But I think this is a big pass. Yep, still a big pass. Okay. All right, the play of the game that time, in my opinion, was Kazuki not hitting with a 6-5. I'll have to look at the XG feed later and see if I'm crazy, but I don't see the logic of that. Okay, 2-1. Normal opening is a split. The only time you bring 2 down actually is if you're down in the game and you're going for gammons here. Here it's pretty clearly right to hit. You don't want your opponent making a high anchor. 3, 4, 5 point. And the second roll you usually hit them. You can't make a point. And hitting is fun. My old good friend Dean Munch used to say, hitting is fun. And this is one of those games where you just hit, and hope your opponent rolls the double 6 first. Where is he going to hit? Yep. Now you roll a 5 and you stop this baloney. That's what happens. Okay, here we go. And you hit again. And 5 out. That's the play. Got to be right. And he comes in and hits. Pretty Pretty standard play here so far. Comes in and hits again. And I would come in and hit again. But do you hit with the 4 or the 1? I like hitting outside, I think, with the 4. I would come in with the ace and play 13-9. But Zednik does not share my beliefs in this. Getting another checker back. I didn't see the logic of it. But and he played it pretty quickly. Maybe I'm wrong. I would have hit outside. I guess he didn't like coming in on the ace. People have an aversion to that. Double 5. You can make the 3-point safely and unstack a little bit. Pretty standard. Now he can make the anchor. There you go. The double 5-point holding game, I call it spy versus spy. It's the first one who blinks loses. First one who comes off that 5-point loses. Unless you roll doubles or a joker. The 3 got to come up. Nothing else. Okay. You make the double anchor. Come out. Keep it what they call a pure game. The Americans were the inventors of the in modern era of playing pure backgammon. Paul McGrill. He said, you listen to the checkers and they tell you where they want to be. He wasn't just joking. He actually did hear him talk. Very bad roll, forced to break his point. 5-1 doesn't do anything. There is some merit to making an outside point coming off the 4-point. I would have thought about that. But he's not worried about getting hit here. Double 2. Again, not a great roll for Kazuki. Doubles aren't always that good. I think that's about all I see in that play. Okay. Well, the PR's just shown they're both playing right around 4. And they're both capable of playing a lot better than that. And I guarantee you those numbers will come down over the match. These are both grandmasters, and I expect them both to play under 4 and probably closer to 3 if they're both really sharp and on their games. Although, through no fault of their own, they might get into a bunch of back games and difficult containment games where anybody would play at a higher PR. So you can't just go by the PR. You got to look at the type of games that were being played as well. But overall, these guys will both play very close to 3 PR most of the time. Okay. I'm not sure I make the triple point or I come up to the 5-point there and have more flexibility to get out. It's probably close, though. He did it pretty quickly. I love these positions. What's fun in these positions, and what I was taught to do by my mentor and teacher, Perry Gardner, start trying to estimate your equity. Dirk Sheeman, in his new book, which is one of the most amazing books ever written in the history of backgammon, for the real, if you're really interested in really learning the fine points of this game, that is the must-read book of all time. He gets into estimating your wins, your gammons, and your equity in every position, and that will really not only help your cube action, but your checker play all the way around. If you did it in a match, it would take you about 7 hours to play a match, but in practice, it's a great concept. And he's been teaching that to he's one of my teachers at the Backgammon Learning Center. One of his star pupils, David Stein, just won the consolation in Novi, Michigan. And David helped him edit the book, and David was showing me how he estimates wins and losses and gammons and equity on every play. Okay, back to this game. It's a who's gonna win this game. I would flip a coin here. I would continue, I guess. I don't see a whole lot of good other plays there. 3-2. I would make the 4-point. Unstacks 2 points. Hitting is not that good. Very good. He agreed with me. Hitting is not that good when you've got a 1-point board, and it's very important to improve your board now. Be patient. Some people just hit automatically whenever they see the shot. And they always beat me doing that, too. So it's got some merit. He comes out with both and hits. We can see the PRs are getting very closer. They're both under 4 now. Something about me, I don't want to play this quietly. I think you hit. I would come out with both. That was my initial. I don't like this at all. This is too quiet. Okay. That's got to be the 6 if you do that. You don't want to get hit back inside with a 2 or double 1s. That was the play I would have made. Must be wrong then. Comes in with a 5. Good lesson. When part of your play is forced, make that and then look around. 6-3 for Kazuki. Wow. Well, make the point. Not a whole lot else you can do there. I'm sure Kazuki doesn't need to count to know he's up in this race just by looking at the comparative positions on the board. And when you're up in the race, you do tend to play more safely and just try to win the race. Instinctively or consciously, good players are always thinking about their overall strategy or game plan. Generally speaking, when you're up in the race, you want to minimize contact and not try to prime, block, or hit your opponent. You want to just race. I think they're having problems with the clock. It's a strange-looking clock. I've never seen one look like that. Okay, they got it working. Looks like they got it working. Nope. They can't do anything without Tara. Tara Mendocino coming to the rescue to fix the clock problem. She's everywhere. She does everything. There she is, fixing the clock. Oh, it's like my son always told me. Plug it in. Unplug it and plug it back in again.
Pause it. Do we need to review the match time?
Well, both of them played pretty fast. Neither one of them have used up a lot of time on the clock at all. So if they have to start it all over, I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. Okay. They're looking for a clock. Tara, I've got an electronic clock right here on my phone. Oh, thank you.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Do like this. I mean, so. Yeah.
Look at the two of them laughing and joking. Sure, it's 2-1.
Yeah.
They probably hedged.
Cool. Except this. It's cool.
So I was in the finals of my first big tournament in Novi, Michigan, and I had to play the great Mike Sankiewicz, and I called my instructor, Perry, and I said, I need some advice. What should I do? He said, hedge. Best advice I ever got. But Sankiewicz refused to hedge with me, and I got lucky and won the match. Sankiewicz was once #1 in the world, and he's still, everybody knows, an incredibly genius player, as well as being a great chess player. And I understand he's an incredible ping pong player. That I pride myself in that area but I hear I shouldn't play him for money. Okay. The nice thing about it is they're both great, nice young men. Very, very pleasant to be around. I've never seen either one of them mad or upset when losing a match or getting a bad roll. Very even-tempered. And I've been a fan of Zednik for many years. And he started out, I think he was 16 or 15 years old when I first met him. And I was so impressed with his maturity and his charm. Kazuki, another really nice guy, and we had a lot of fun in Germany playing props. We played Pasco Gammon, we played Bazooki, anything but regular backgammon. I wouldn't play in regular backgammon. And Kazuki, I understand, has turned out to be a very fine teacher. He's coached a couple of players, including Ralph Bird, who's very proud that Kazuki is his instructor, who's gotten to be a very, very fine player from his coaching.
I take it.
And I don't believe you can possibly become a good player unless you can teach. Of course, that's just my prejudice.
But if we run out of time, then we lose, right? It's not like we
Okay,
Right.
looks like Tara found something they could use.
Okay, we accept this time, yeah?
Okay.
I have no idea what kind of a clock it is, some kind of an electronic clock.
Okay, so you hit the.
They do provide clocks for all the tournament players here, and they're
I think so. Okay.
the little
Euro 6.
cheap
Oh yeah. Okay.
clocks that work very, very well, and they're easy to use, and they cost $12 online, and they're great. Just regular chess clocks. Okay, Kazuki rolls a 6-3, and again, he's winning the race. Would like to play quietly, and he does. See, he's not looking for action here. He just wants to bring his checkers home. This is not an easy position to bring your checkers home to. Now that surprises me. That surprises me that he would break the 16. I would break the midpoint because I'd rather keep the further back points when I'm losing the race. And I would break the 13 point more often. I'm good? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I like these. I like this kind of play. And he doesn't mind leaving a blot because there's 2 blots in the inner board there, but okay. Double threes. Touche. This play has to be right. He's just trying to bring his checkers home. And after that, no, that's 2 points that he has to clear. It's going to be harder to clear that way. All you want to do is clear your back checkers and double them out. In fact, you might be able to double them out before that if the race is big enough. Oh, the race is shown on the screen. He's up 11 pips. That's not big enough to give a cube yet. 11 still too close with contact. 23 pips. Oh, okay. 23 is a different story. So again, I ask myself, I use Woolsey's Law, which I think is one of the greatest concepts in backgammon. Ask yourself, if I were him, would I take or pass? And if you're not sure, give the cube. I would certainly have a problem knowing whether to take this cube. I like the double a lot. I think it's a take because you can now, if you think it's a take, you lose your market very often, and not really. I don't think you lose your market too much unless you roll doubles, but I don't see a really bad roll. I think it's a good take. I think it's a good take and a good double, and there's your market loser roll right there. Double 6, double 5, double 4, maybe double 2. No, not double 2. You roll one of the big market losers, which is why it's a double. Because if you roll a market loser, you're sorry you didn't double. And if you don't roll a market loser, you're still in pretty good shape. So that's the reason you double those positions with the midpoint holding games. In fact, I use the rule of 4. Grant Hoffman, brilliant player from New Zealand, came up with the concept of if you have 4 or fewer checkers on the midpoint, a landing spot, and up 15% in the race, you've got a double. And he was that. He was all those things. Okay. I can't think of anything that leaves a shot here, so that's always a good play if you can't think of anything that leaves a shot. Double sixes plays, double fives, everything. So, if you bring it in, then you have to worry about a 6-2. But you get your checkers in sooner. So I bring it in. They're playing with the clock again. I absolutely bring it in. Yeah, that's my play. You can't take them off until you get them in. Now, only the 6-2 hurts him now. And just because I called it, there you go. It's a very standard, quiet game now. He's running to... Otherwise, he would be crashing his board, and he gets off the gammon this way. No hit here, because you could lose the game very easily, and just take your checkers off. He's staying, hoping for some miracles. And I would not have done that. I would have cleared the 6 point, I think. Thank you. Wow, I didn't see any gammons there, and I guess because he's probably forced to run. He peeled so quickly. Wow, I would have just cleared the 6 point and just taken my win. Although I guess it gives him jokers, double sixes, and double fives where he can beat you. So I'm sure he's right to peel, but I would not have peeled there. And he did it quickly, so I must be wrong. I would have studied it and made the wrong play. All right, I give him no gammon. Time to give up. Okay, he gave up. Kazuki goes up 4-1. And at this point in the match, I would not play any differently than if the score was 0-0. Gotta change the score sheet, boys. There you go. Although years ago, another great player, and I know I sound like a name dropper, but Joe Sylvester was living with me, and he said, I don't care what the computer says. Anytime I'm down in the match, I'm playing gammon go. Even at 4-1 in a match to 15, he would be playing as if he needed gammons just to catch up more. And if he was ahead, he would be playing gammon save. And it's hard to argue with his success. Of course, he was terribly wrong according to the experts at the time. And then when the bots came out, it proved he was pretty much right. So when I'm down in the match, I try to play more aggressively for gammons. I think here you make the point, the outside point. Yep, he could make that point for the 5 point. I like this play a lot. It helps his priming. It's good structure. I don't see hitting here. Pointing on him, see the option. I don't like that at all. Very, very ugly game. I hated that play. I really hated that play. It's against my religion to be that unstructured. My religion, by the way, I'm a Pastafarian, for those of you who don't know the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. And if you go to there, you'll see it's a legitimate religion, and it's helped my backgammon game incredibly. I used to play at 12 PR, and now I'm playing at 11. I don't know whether you come down or up here. I guess you don't want to come off your anchor. 5-4 is really a nothing roll. Really, really an impotent roll. Probably, I might be hitting off the ace point here just because I can't find anything else that I like. That's good. That's a very reasonable play. Of course, he's hitting because he's got him outboarded. You know, you got a 3-point board to a 2-point board. You should always be thinking about a hitting game as your game plan. Playing it very safe there with the 6. I really hated that he made that 3-point to begin with, and now he's throwing checkers down to it. I hate the structure of that. And I'm going to be an I told you so. I don't think he should have made that 3-point. I have to look at the XG later. I didn't catch it. Okay, 2-6 comes in and hits. 4-6. Beautiful. If he doesn't perform here, I'm doubling. Especially down in the match. He performed beautifully. The question is how. Making the 5-point and hitting off the 2. Making the 5. No, you don't make the 5-point at all. What do? You could hit. Oh, you could hit 2. Wow. I don't know this play. Hitting 2 might be right here. Hitting. And now hit the other one. You do this. Oh, that one. I would have hit the other way. I would have hit him off of his inside point. Because I'd rather not be on the 1 point. That might be right. I would hit on the 22. If you're going to hit twice. He's got 3 left. Oh, he could hit off the 4 point of the okay. Now, does he make the 5 or hit again? If you're going to hit, you hit again, I think. Sure. That's my play. He heard me. Oh, he did not anchor. He's got blots. This is very interesting. I think if I was down in the match, I'd double here, but being ahead in the match, he would not double yet. 4-3, covers and hits. Covers and hits. You got to attack in these positions. Can't let your opponent anchor that easily. 1-4, double anchor. Okay. Zednik's in the game for a while now. He's happy he got his anchor. I guess it's hit and down or hit and continue. The hit's clear. Great roll for Zednik. Great roll. Wow, look how fast this turned around. Zednik really came through at the right time. Nobody. I'm telling you why. If I had my choice, I'd love it. All right, 4-3. Lovely. I really, really like Zednik's position now. And I think it all because Kazuki didn't take my advice and he made the 3-point. The whole game swung right there. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And if anybody wants to bet me, I won't do it because I won't bet against Kazuki or Zednik. I might be dumb, but I'm sure not intelligent. All right. He's not trying to play a 1-2 back game with no timing. You try to get out of it. Now, here's the question. If you were Kazuki, would you take or pass? And if you're not sure, you give the cube. And I think I'm taking. Now, how do you lose your market? If you hit him and he doesn't hit back or doesn't anchor, so that's not that very market loser. So you roll. That's a good roll to hit. And he doesn't need to leave the blot. He just counted the number of shots that gets hit back. 3 numbers that come into that hits. 3 times 2 is 6 is 12 is 24. Less the duplications plus the double 3. Double 3 doesn't hit. So about over 20 shots. Let's just do it that way. He danced. He hit and he danced, and he may not have lost his market. I think he has lost his market, by the way. I would pass this.
You throw 6-4, you dance, and now you double 3, yeah?
Yeah.
And I don't know if he passed it or what. Or if he's just, oh, they're just playing with the clock some more. I would certainly pass this. I think there's too many gammons. I think he might have missed a double the time before. I agree with no double, but this is a wonderful, wonderful outcome for Zednik. How could this possibly be a take? If he gets lucky, he's got a poorly timed back game. And I hate that he has the 3 and 2. Oh, he took it. Wow. Wow, that shocks me. Well, we'll see. 5 around. And really, I would have thought about 6 to 4, but I can see the merit of that play. Double 3s. He's trying to attack as much. I like, yeah, bringing the checker down there attacks the 3-point, which is what he wants to do. And it certainly turned out to be a brilliant move to come down. I just can't believe that was a take. I just can't imagine if he got lucky he would have a poorly timed back game. I don't see a take there. I think that's a, we'll see later if it's a blunder or not. So that's 2 plays. I really disagree with Kazuki, and he's probably playing at 2 PR. Shows you where I am, why I'm doing commentary and they're playing. He's playing the double 2 very big because he's got an anchor. It's a little bigger than I would play it. I would not switch points. It's too... I'm not afraid of him making the 2-point. He's not timed. If I was really afraid of him making the 2-point, I would switch points, but I think it's got to be wrong here. I would just play quietly. Bring the 2. I don't see the reason for this kind of risk, but I guess spreading your checkers out makes some sense. The risk isn't that great. Yeah, it's only 2-1 and double 1 that hits him. So that's not so bad. Double 2 doesn't really do anything. Well, I'm making the 4-point here. I kind of like to get hit. If I'm Zednik and I have a chance to hit him here, I'm not sure I would. If I rolled the 3 here, I'm not sure I hit him. Yeah, here he is in a poorly timed back game. He's down 17 pips, and you need to be down 100 pips for a 1-2 back game to have reasonable timing. He's going to crash or be forced off the game. See, now he sees he doesn't have timing, so he isn't trying to play a 1-2 back game. He's just trying to play a holding game now. This is pretty clear. Okay. He's leaving him the 6-4 and 6-5 jokers just to have more flexibility. There's another kind of joker. That double 6 is always going to haunt you. 3 out. 1. Huh. This is not easy. I kind of like leaving a checker on the 2-point. I kind of like just leaving 1 checker on the 2-point. Well, I would move 2 of those checkers and then the back checker twice and hope not to get hit. But that was not my play, but it makes sense. If he doesn't get hit, he's in great shape, and he got away with it. Kazuki might have what we call a steal here. If he steals this game, I think it would be a real steal if I'm right that he had a big pass when he took it. Well, I like the 6 in and the 2 out. I give him the I give him the Joker double ones and have that extra hitter in the outfield. That's a good play too, but I like the 2 out. I like that and the 2 out. I like the double shot out there. 20 to 12 wouldn't be bad. I like this. This puts a lot of pressure. I don't see too many really great rolls for black without a double ones. Of course, if he 1, 2, 1, 3 would also pick and pass. I like this play though. I don't love leaving a blot right now. You get into a hitting contest, you're going to be sorry that blot is there. And you might be getting an indirect shot. I like this first play better. Simply goes quietly. Yep. Give him the 8 now, especially since there's that blot in the inner board. Now you had to be a little more careful. Well, he has to play safe. You got to just bring it in. No choice here. Let's hope he can bring it home. Now you got to take some chances. Come out. You have to come out and play 3 to 2, I think. Just stay back a little further, get the most shots you can. Just hope he doesn't roll a 1. Your alternative is breaking your board, which I think that's a give-up play. See, this is a play I would not think that long about. I would be coming out very quickly here. That's got to be the play. The question is the 1. That's got to be right. You want to stay back further. So if he rolls an 8, you get a shot. Double shot. Dice on the checkers do not count here, but that, of course, that's in between the checkers. That's pretty obvious. You play safe. 6, 2. And the 2 comes out, so you don't give him the 1s picking passes. All right. That's going to cost him some wastage to do that, but he has to play safe here. This race is about dead even. So, but you got to love Kazuki's position holding the cube, unless he rolls something like a 4-1. Now he's got to play safe. You just cannot volunteer here. You get gammon too much. He's got to play safe. Got to play inside. It's a good feeling to be holding the cube, but the position just got very brittle. I don't know what he's thinking about. Yeah, you save yourself a 5 to play. You give you a little more flexibility on your next roll if you roll a 5. I like this play. Staying back. I would keep that checker there. Clearing the blot. All right. I guess he figures he rolls a 5. He's going to go anyway. Doesn't want to hurt the race anymore. 5, 4. Okay. Dead even race. There's a shot. Well, give him. It's 15 shots either way. So just play for the race. No matter what you do, you're in jeopardy, so you might as well get the most pips you can out of it. He did not roll the 2. That would have been huge. All right. Straight race. Zednik is certainly winning this race. just a lot because of the pip count and wastage, so it turned out okay. I still think it was a horrible take. We'll see. That's illegal. And they play illegal moves. You don't have to correct your opponent here unless the two players agreed to play legal moves. That's up to them. So he could have let it go, but why would he let the guy steal a pip on you like that? All right, there's still life in the old guy. The old guy. What is he, 20? 22? Huh. Not sure about that one, but there must be a reason for that. When you need doubles to win, I would have moved up, but wow, he's in this game. He's got a shot. Look at this.
4-3.
4-3.
What's Zednik thinking? He's already doubled. What are they thinking about? Their technical problem with the clock again?
Yeah. Take off. And 2-2-1.
Bill Riles is doing an XG feed. Maybe that's what the holdup is. He's trying to catch up with the XG, I believe. Ask the players to please hold it until he does. Bill's in the room with them. You got to give these guys credit. Bill and Tara have turned into a dynamic duel. And I think it's really, really helping the game to be able to see these great players and hear incredible commentary from people who don't know what they're talking about, so you can have fun with it.
Okay.
Okay, they got it going again. He's still a big favorite here. 5-2. I always take it off and then figure it out. He's going to need one more set. Ooh. Wow. It's amazing how close this got in the race.
6-4.
Of course, that's the play. You take two off there. He's not playing for doubles. He's got to just win the old-fashioned way. All right, Kazuki's got a shot. Double three or higher. Double three or higher would be a great, amazing steal. Double three or higher. No. All right, there is justice in the world. The PRs just jumped to about 4.5 or, right around 4.5, which is not great for these two guys. I would be very happy with that in a tough match like this. But it's early. I would still bet the over-under on 3.3. I would say is the over-under on PR for both these guys. Maybe 3.5 now that I see these higher PRs. All right, we got a close match now. If they had my scorecard, it wouldn't say 4-3. It would say 11 away, 12 away, because that's the way you really score backgammon. Doesn't matter how many points you've scored, it's how many you need in order to win. And at 11 away, 12 away, you played pretty much the same as if it's 0-0. What does that mean? It means your take points around 25%. With some cube vig, you could take a little less, maybe down to 21.5. And it means the gammon value is about 0.5, which means that a gammon is worth about half as much as winning and losing the game, which most beginners don't really understand that concept. They think, oh, the cube's on 2 and I win the game, I win 2 points, and if I win a gammon, I win 2 points. So they think they're about even. But what they don't realize is when you win the game and win 2 points, you also didn't lose 2 points. So there's a 4-point swing. The value of winning the game is 4, and the value of winning the gammon would only be 2. And that's the reason, that's the math that shows you why a gammon is half as important. So in all of your cube and checker play, that's what you keep in mind. Now, as the match progresses, those numbers can change in a match. They never change for money in a money game or single game. But in a match, they can change dramatically. And as the gammon value goes up, the more important it is for you to win a gammon, you'll play very differently, your checker play and your cube action. Okay, so here we're at a normal match score, and we've pretty much got an even game going. And I'm not afraid to leave a blot when my opponent has 3 blots in his inner board. It's an invitation to play loose. And you're saying, come on and hit me, babe. Let's have some fun. Again, these players at this level, they're always aware of the pip count. They know who's winning this race. I use a system developed by Bob Urquhart and myself called colorless counting, where you compare both sides. And when you have a situation like this where there's 2 black checkers and on the white side and 2 white checkers on the black side, we know that there's 15 checkers on each side. You can just look across the board and compare without worrying about what color the checkers are, and you can tell who's winning or losing and by how many. So it would be very, very clear to me that Kazuki is well up in the race, which means Zednik should be trying to get a shot. Wait for that shot. Both off the 6 is a very intriguing play here. But it's wastage, bringing a checker in. The good news for Kazuki is that Zednik is stripped. He doesn't have a lot of play in the outfield before he has to break a point. So the hitting could go both ways. But you got to favor the game with the guy with the better pip count, and that's Kazuki. So he got to be a little favorite in this game right now. I come down with 2, give him the ace shot right now. Nope, and he disagrees with me. I didn't think he was up that much in the race to do this. I think down with 2 is right here. It's wasting too many pips to go down to the ace point. I hate this play. I really hate it. I've been taught not to do that. I'd rather pay right now with that ace. That's the play. All right. Finally, Kazuki and I agreed on something. And he's rewarded for it. I wouldn't be that afraid to leave a shot. I wouldn't be that afraid to leave a shot because of the double blot. That's my play. I like this play a lot. Only because Kazuki has 2 blots in his inner board. And the 3 is duplicated. If you hit with the 3, some of the 3s are the covering numbers. It's amazing how much it pays off to think about duplication. Well, now I'm not so brave. Now I just play to the 3, 5. Ugh. Yuck. I don't like that. I would just play it all the way into the 2 point. Oy, I don't like this. It gives him a shot. Well, there's a lot of hidden covers, but I don't like this play at all. He's tempting him to go. He's really tempting him to go. There's a hell of a lot of hidden covers if he does go, but he's wasting a lot of pips if he doesn't. I really don't know the play here. I can't wait to see what he does. I have no idea what you do here. I have no idea what's right. I'm torn between the 2 plays. I think if you keep the bar, though, you might get a shot. I sort of like that. I like this play. I think I keep my bar point because Zednik's completely stripped in the outfield. All right. Kazuki's up 10 in the race. Now he leaves a triple shot if he goes, so he can't go. He just cannot leave a triple shot. It would probably be a double if he did that. 2 in. Yep. It's got to be right. 5, 3. Yep, he wants his double shot. I like this play. There it is. Now, does he have a double? No, because if he hits, he doesn't necessarily win, and he doesn't always hit. So it's clearly no double. And he, again, if hitting wins, for sure, you 24 shots and 12 misses, you double, but not when the hit doesn't win. Okay, Kazuki's up 7 in the race. He's got 16 numbers that don't get by, and there's probably a couple of others now because of the. Or if his opponent would just had the point made 6 away, that's 16 numbers that don't get by. So there must be something else that doesn't get by because of holding. No, I don't think it adds to it. So 16 numbers don't get by. He's up 7 in the race. There's wastage on both sides. I take this cube. I think it's a good double, and I would take this cube. Because if 16 numbers don't get by, and let's say you only get a single shot, that's 30% of the time. That's 5 games right there you win with a hit. And then you're going to win some races here, down only 7. That's the wastage. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 4. Well, White's got a little more, Zednik's got a little bit more wastage. There's one of the rolls that doesn't get by. Now he's got ones that hit and big numbers that get by. There he goes. Hits and I can't wait to see this. I love it. Play big. He's giving him a couple shots, but he gets a lot more flexibility. I think you got to come out. Although if you stay in and you get hit, you get return shots. From the outside, you don't get return shots. And also, if you come out, you're giving him small numbers to hit and big numbers to go by. I don't know. My first instinct was to come out, but now that I look at it, it could be wrong. Could be right. Could be right. Now you don't have small numbers that help you. The small numbers hurt you. When he came out, the small numbers hit and the big numbers helped the race. So don't think this is a redouble. I don't think you have to be winning the race and have a better board, I think, for a redouble here. 4-3, I think you play quietly. Make the point. What else can you do? You could hit. Hitting might be right. I would play quietly, hope he doesn't get by. One thing about hitting is you get gammon some. I guess there's not a lot of gammons here. I would play quietly. I like this play. Is he thinking about the 1? Okay. All right, so it's a close race, but Zednik's holding the cube. That does give him something. Gives you about 18% edge in a race about this long, maybe 16% edge by holding the cube, meaning that because of his ability to recube, he gains winning chances, and also he can double them in too, and there's a real bonus there. If Z could just roll a couple of good numbers and get a recube, it would be very exciting for him. But I thought it was a double and a take at the time. Takes 2 off. Zednik's going to need some major league luck here to get that recube in. Yep. Well, that's the game. It's a good win for Kazuki. Actually, in the cube action, I had to look at that. I know it was a take. I wasn't sure about the double because of the numbers that don't get by and the race big. So I knew it was a big take. I'm not sure I would have given the cube when Kazuki did. I have to look at that some more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But One of the things that I've heard about Kazuki is he's a master with the cube. That's the best part of their game. They're taking a break, and so will I. I'm going to get a drink of water, and we'll be right back. We're seeing some really good play here. They're both playing around 4 PR in some very complicated situations. So you got to give them credit for really playing well in a very high money, tense position. Anything you do here at the World Championships is very, very lots of stress, and you got to give guys credit for playing extra well in these situations. Back shortly.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at the getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-four way. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. One, too many, I'm going. Too crazy and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in mid-between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home, so we go shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, though. Running up the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many.
Excited about that tool we're coming out with. It's really going to be incredibly successful. The match take points and the little thing that we're making.
Oh yeah.
I might have a prototype soon.
Did you ever respond to my thing? You asked me, should we do $20 or $25? And I said, I don't think it makes
I don't think it makes any difference either. So we did. Oh, I got somebody joining me now.
She sounds disappointed.
No,
she's kidding.
Gotta get the mics right. You can keep an eye on that. Oh, it's the other one. Okay. Is he on? Now he's on.
All
You
right.
got a camera that'll show both of us? Okay. You don't really need to show him. I think they're only interested in me, not with John O'Hagan.
That's
has to say. I know. That's why I'm saying it. So you can see their PR so far.
Yes.
I really disagreed with the take that
And you were right.
Kazuki did. I was right.
Yeah, I mean, over
take-
there they showed the
Oh.
XG eval.
It was a pass.
Oh,
Big
0.45 pass.
Oh, yeah, okay. And what about the point when he made the 3-point? I also hated that play.
You were right, but I don't remember by how much.
Just keep saying I was right, though. That's what I want to hear.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're paying me to say that, right? That was our agreement.
So we get to see the XG feed, but I didn't know it was here. We could actually look at it,
Well-
too. Right there. It's on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, right there.
All right.
So yeah, and
I swear I didn't see either of those when I made those comments.
yeah, I believe it.
So I'm right once in a while.
Yeah, you are.
But it shows up that he made one blunder. Kazuki made one blunder on a take, and
That was a
that was
big
it.
pass.
That was a
Yeah.
big pass.
It's like 1.458 pass. So
Okay.
it just shows you that even the best occasionally just misevaluate things.
I saw you make a mistake once.
I know.
Once.
Yeah. And you haven't seen.
By the way, I'm being joined, if you just joined us, by the great John O'Hagan, my co-teacher at the Backgammon Learning Center, and he was actually my teacher for a long time, and I still learn from him every day. One of the great players in the world, clearly on a par with these two players that we're watching. So we'll finally get some expert commentary here. I'm going to be the humor now.
Yes. And we will try to make some intelligent comments from time
Okay.
to time.
Do you change your game in any way when the score is 6-3 to 15?
Not as far as checker play or cube action, as far as the 2 cube, although to a limited extent, you have to take into account the cube big difference for
Okay.
the leader.
So on a 4 cube, it's
once
going to
the
matter
cube
more.
gets up to 4, it makes a big difference.
Makes a big
right?
difference. Okay.
So you sort of have to take that into account when you're offering a 2 cube.
Okay. As the leader, you're going to be a lot more careful.
I'd say somewhat.
Yeah,
I
somewhat.
mean,
Okay.
You know, it's sort of like if you're a coach of an NFL team and you're leading in the 4th quarter, do you just run the ball, punt, and then the other team catches up, and you end up losing the game. So you can't be too conservative. It's a fine line, though. You don't want to be too conservative, but
Yep.
you don't want to be too aggressive either.
Well,
Hard to figure out sometimes.
90% of players play too conservatively when they're ahead, and too carefully when they're ahead, and play a little too wild when they're behind. So once they realize this, they overcompensate and go the opposite way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the answer is to get right in the middle somewhere.
Right. So 6-3 up to 15. So let's see.
You're going to figure out the
12
equity for
away.
it? Yeah.
12 away. That is 3/4 times 3. It's 12. It's like 64, 36.
Are you using Neil's numbers or
Yeah,
some
yeah,
other method? You
yeah.
use Neil's numbers?
Neil's
Yeah.
numbers. Yeah.
Neil Kazaros came up with a formula many years ago that's still to this day pretty accurate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Very, very good. And then, of course, if you want to get really accurate, you look at the Neil Kazaros table. There was the Kazaros-Rockwell table recently, and then Neil further refined that, and you'll see that on Extreme Gammon. Neil donated his knowledge to Extreme Gammon so that the whole world has his match equity take points, and that's what's actually used by Extreme Gammon to determine whether or not you should double or not double or take. And those are the numbers used by the computer.
Right. Right.
So I guess it's good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
So we owe that to Neil and many other things that Neil's done for the game. And we owe John O'Hagan for what I think is one of the 3 most important concepts for the cube, and that's O'Hagan's law of market losers. And we saw that earlier. His law says in a normal situation, if you lose your market a net of 25% of the time, you probably have a double, assuming the other rolls are kind of neutral.
Yeah.
And
actually, Mark Olson from Backgammon Galaxy showed a really good illustration of that concept. He showed a position with, say, side A on roll, where side A was trailing by 4 pips in the pip count, but they had a direct 2 shot, which was virtually jam. Okay?
Mhm.
So there you've got 11
12.
jokers.
12.
Well, double ones was blocked.
Oh, double
Sorry.
one's blocked? Okay.
All right. So you've got your 11 jokers, and everything else, the game is roughly even. And it turns out to be a small double, So I thought that was a good illustration of it. It seems to work, pretty well. Nothing works perfectly.
Yeah.
But,
And of course, that applies to the initial double, and that applies to money games.
right.
Yeah. So if you're in a highly volatile situation, you could easily double with fewer market losers if it swings the game hugely.
Right.
Like gives you
Right.
gammons, for
Right.
example. And of
Yeah.
course, at different scores, you have to take that into
different
account.
scores. Yeah. If you're well behind, I have a different version of that rule, which is if you're giving pretty much a dead cube or a nearly dead cube, you can double with like 3 or 4 market losers.
Okay.
All right, they're getting set up here. 6-3 in favor of
Kazuki. And look at the PRs. They're both just barely over 4.
Yeah.
Pretty good. When you imagine If Kazuki made that huge an error on the cube and he's still playing at 4 PR,
Yeah, yeah.
can you imagine if you took out that error, he's probably playing it closer to 2.5.
Right. Well, actually, his total error is 0.939, and that one is 0.458. That's about half. So you can deduct about half of his PR. So it's more
Wow.
like 2.
Wow. I didn't know you could do it that way.
I think you can. Seems logical. I don't know.
Oh, you use logic.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what I've been forgetting.
Right.
That's another concept that John O'Hagan taught me. Use logic.
That's right.
Who would have thought? I don't use logic in my daily life. Why should I use it in backgammon?
That's right.
Okay, we're on.
And we're starting. Phil Simborg and John O'Hagan here doing
Right.
the commentary. 5-1 slot.
And I slot when I'm losing and I split when I'm winning.
Me too.
And John does too. He agrees. That's the gammon go gammon save play that Joe Sylvester taught me many years ago. And the computers agree. Comes out.
Out and split. Okay, 61 gets pointed on. Okay.
You're talking a little quietly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
4-4, good shot. But how do you play it? Make the 9?
I think you come down with the 2. Sure. It's
Probably.
pure.
Yeah.
It's nice pure backgammon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 6-2 makes the anchor, and 13-7. Pretty clear.
What's the alternative? I don't see an alternative.
Yeah, down and hit loose is the only alternative.
No.
And that's no good.
Wow, there's an alternative.
He's looking at it. I bet he won't do it, though. Yeah, he doesn't.
You won your bet.
Yes. 5-1
Anchor.
and 6-1, I
Dump.
guess.
Yeah.
Or 13-8. Probably 6-1, I guess. I don't know.
Really good players hate to go throw checkers away. But
Actually, it says 13-8.
13-8 was
a
right.
better
It was
play.
very close, though.
I think second best was to run off the anchor. If I saw it right.
Hmm.
All right, now you're a little hemmed in there. 6-4, 2-point. Huh? Certainly not running off the anchor with all those builders aiming at you. So yeah, just make the deuce. Why not? Or 13-9 with the 4. That looks a little questionable too, though. 2 down to the mid looks too big. Yeah, I'd make the 2. Why not?
What?
Well, it says the 13-9, 8-2 is a
Why?
little better.
Why is it better? I can't see it.
I guess because you're so stripped with the actual play here. I mean, you're every point stripped. You have 1 spare, you know?
So this way you have more
So-
builders for the bar and the 4-point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I understand that.
At the cost of a 6-4 shot. So I guess the gain is worth it. But he did the normal play of making a deuce, which I would have done over the board.
I wouldn't have thought of the other play until I saw it on
Yeah.
XG.
Yeah. Okay, 13-9.
I think if you're watching 2 great players play, you'll see, and John O'Hagan is right there, grandmaster with them. They're going to disagree on plays. This game has not been solved. They're not
Right.
playing all exactly the same. Read Mr. Vogel's new book. That's a great book that'll illustrate that.
Right.
Fantastic piece of work comparing
I don't know
what
about
a bunch
this.
of masters would do.
Yeah, that is a great book. Yeah. I don't know about this. I mean, you could. That's what he does. Okay.
I see no play here but that one.
I could play 9-7 twice or something. All right, so 2 builders in, 6 and 5. There
Yep.
we go. All right, something's
Very,
got to
very-
give pretty
very
quick
close,
here.
Yeah. They're both stripped.
All
I
right.
think you got to break your bar point.
Yeah.
What else
break
can
the
you do?
7, right? Right.
Yeah.
And white rolls a 5-3, and now the
I'm dumping.
probably dumping.
I'm
Yeah.
dumping.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not pretty, but as Kit Woolsey says, this ain't no beauty contest.
And he should know. Kit was
right.
my first teacher.
Okay.
Well, actually, my second. Oswald Jacoby taught me some in Dallas, and then when I started taking the game seriously, Kit was my first teacher, and he was just incredible.
Those are
Still is.
two
Okay.
good teachers.
Yeah.
Right, 21 and 10, right? Or do you stay back? Make the 9.
I stay back. I like staying back when
Would
I'm
you?
losing the race. I'm losing by a
Well,
lot. I like staying back more. But
Okay, what is that? 4-3.
4-3. Bring them both
Yeah,
in.
just clear the 9, yeah.
The interesting thing about backgammon is the best play may be ugly, but all it has to be is better than the alternatives.
Yeah,
And there were no real alternatives there.
right. Out with both.
That's a great race.
Okay,
Great roll.
makes the 15.
Now he knows he's losing the race by a lot, so his goal is to try and get a shot, block him and hit him, and not just race. He's
Yeah.
playing for position here.
Yeah,
I'm talking of Kazuki, of course.
yeah. Yeah.
Down a lot in this race. Oh, not down a lot anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Right.
Not an even race now.
Oh, a bad 6. This is definitely a double now. Question is, can ZZ take it?
Well, you got 9 pointing numbers if all doubles play, but double ones is not a pointing number. But it's
Well,
pretty
double
good.
2 is also
The
points.
double
so
twos, so you get your 9 back.
so you get 10.
10. The double ones doesn't
not
play.
double ones. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
So
that's
9 pointing numbers, but 27 hitting numbers
Yeah.
plus the combinations.
Yeah.
So he's going to get hit and picked and passed and pointed on.
Yeah, and plus the
gotta be a
race. The race isn't that good for white with those dead
Yeah.
checkers on their ace and deuce point. So double pass, yeah. As
Plus, if
XG
he gets
says.
into hitting war, if he's forced to hit him loose, look at Zednik's
and
board.
a blot on the 3-point,
Yeah.
right?
Clear pass.
Yeah. Yep. 7-3.
Now, it is possible for those of you who have Extreme Gammon, you can set it to where it gives you your cumulative PR for the match, or you can set it to give you your PR for each game. I like to do each game, see how I did that game, and then if there's any red flags. And by the way, if you buy Extreme Gammon, you can spend 6 months figuring it out, or you can email me, and for $25, which is a donation to the Children's Fund for the USBGF, I will send you a 1-hour video that will show you exactly how to use Extreme Gammon. And my email address is very hard to remember. My name is Phil Simborg, and my email address is phil@sim.org. So I can get you set up in Extreme Gammon, which you should have if you're a serious player, and show you how to use it and all the features. Okay, back to the game.
In
Come
and
in
hit.
and hit. Hit on the bar point.
Yeah.
Now you anchor, I guess, at gammon save, but you're not there yet. You're not winning
Right,
by that much
Right,
to where you would anchor.
right, right.
You're not under that big a threat, so hitting has to be right.
Yeah.
Now there's the anchor play, which I don't like at the score.
No.
Gammon save, I bet you that's the right play.
Maybe. Even that's questionable, but it's certainly not right at this score. Yeah.
Well, John didn't like the play, and neither did XG, so
Okay. 6-5. 13-8 with the 5.
by the way, there's still room for people having individual styles in this game. You can both play under 4 PR and play completely different styles of backgammon. That's what makes this game so fascinating. Some people prefer a hitting game and back games, and other people shy away from them, and they're equally good players. How was that play? I thought the
Yeah,
5
that
point,
was kind of interesting.
I thought the 5 point
Yeah.
was my play
or
there.
you could have just played safe. Too.
Yeah, I didn't like making the ace point.
Yeah.
That's something that years ago would have been laughed at tremendously.
Yeah. Oh, look at this guy. He made
Makes
the ace point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double him immediately if he makes the ace point.
All right. Lots of returns and got to be far ahead in the race. It's good that he saw this. And look
That'll
at
be a
that.
take.
It's a very small no double, but it's right on the edge.
Uh-huh.
So
But he's down in the match. Is another reason to give the double.
right.
You no longer, when you're playing at players at this level, you don't think about them making a mistake. But you would certainly double a lesser player here, because you might get a pass.
Yeah, I'd create the extra builder, 13-11. I think it's worth the 6 shots that you leave. Black has no board, and the extra builder gives you so many extra ways to make a good point next time. I think it's worth it. And also, the other concept is you've given the cube away, so you can't just get to a good position then double the opponent out because they already own the cube. So you have to actually win the game. So sometimes that means you need to make a more decisive play.
Well, he agreed with you.
Yeah.
You make the 5 point automatically when you roll 3-1, or do you go for action here?
I think the 5 point, but
Third?
XG says no. XG
Well-
says it's a toss up, but
Yeah.
21-18, 6-5.
But again, it's showing, you can see those 4 red bars. That means it's 4 ply, which is nowhere near as good as plus plus. And of
but
course, the
only
roll.
0.007.
Yeah.
XG's recommended play by a shade gives you more wins, but more gammon losses. And it's always that trade-off that matters.
And I guess when you're ahead in the match, you worry about gammon losses a little bit more. But look at that. He's making the play.
Very good.
Great
Very
play.
good. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people would make that play.
No, you're right. All right, hit in 13-11. Black, Black cannot hit and cover except for double threes.
Okay.
So,
Still a good roll.
yeah, 6-4, 6-1. All right. So, 2 checkers to the 7, I guess.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty clear.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
a million in the race. Got it. You got to like this cube now. You got to like
Yeah.
Zednik's.
Makes
Whoops.
the 5 point.
Yep.
5-2 hits, and that's it.
Double twos. Nothing fancy here. Just
Yeah, right.
bring him in safely. He'd love to jump out, and it's great for jumping out and keeping his board and his
Yep.
timing, and it also helps him get off the gammons.
Right, right.
Clear. Just take the win. Don't get fancy here.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Standard 21-point holding game here. Which is a pretty common position, really. You know, one side makes an advance anchor, the other
Yeah.
side escapes our checkers and tries to bring it home.
I think it's like 14, 15% black here. Something in that range.
Winning chances?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
well, look
there
at
it
that.
is. There it is.
14.
14. I didn't see
You're a
that. honestly. I
genius.
just I used the O'Hagan reference positions that you taught me in holding games.
Okay. You learned well.
I had a great teacher. You and Perry and Woolsey and McGrill
All right.
and Stick. Stick helped me a lot with my game too.
Yeah. So do you risk 6-6 and play 6-2, or do you bury another checker to the ace?
Why would you go to the 2? Because of double sixes?
No, double sixes is the downside if you play.
Yeah, if you do this.
6-2.
But I like the filling the gap.
The distribution looks better though. Yeah,
And looks is everything in backgammon.
that's right.
That's
And
why I comb my
also-
hair.
That's right. I mean, there are 35 other numbers on the dice after all, so sometimes a small difference.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
What about those other 35 numbers,
Yeah,
John?
yeah.
You don't
Now-
care
now
about
they
them
don't
now. All righty.
Can he roll?
He
on
could really
a
pay for
two?
slotting that 2 point.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to prove John wrong by making that play.
All right.
It did not.
And roll 6-6 or 5-5 again.
Don't talk dirty. You may as well stay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's no blinding numbers, so who knows?
So staying's more fun.
It is.
It's more fun. You come here to have fun, don't we?
No, that's
I
true.
would stay.
And then look at that, 21-7, or no, if you stay,
Point
it's
oh oh four.
0.004.
Yeah. 004. Well, I'm a .004 player.
I know. If
Okay.
that's all you make, then you're in good shape.
All right, we're gonna get a closer match now.
Gonna be 7-5.
So, oh yeah.
Now, when they play a 15-point match, the longer the match, no question about it that you add skill to the game, and the weaker player is less likely to win these long matches, and that's why they do it at Monte Carlo in important matches like this. But as far as I'm concerned, you take these two players and you play 2 out of 3 7-point matches, I think it would be much more exciting to watch. Look at a tennis match. They don't play the first one to 100 points. They break up the game where you're at deuce and add all the time. I think it would be much more exciting for the fans and the players.
Interesting. Interesting.
Think of how often you get the equities swing and change, and you get to gammon go and gammon save and double match point. That 2 out of 3 to 7, I think, would be much more fun.
Okay.
I don't criticize the format. I'm just saying it's, and I know players like you like the longer. You'd rather play a 300-point match.
But
Aren't you,
I don't
Aren't
know.
you supposed to hit here, by the way, with the
yeah.
4-2?
Well, on the other hand, you've escaped him. Checker was 6-5, so maybe not.
I thought it was automatic to hit there.
Well, if it's a response to a 6-3 split, yeah.
Okay.
But here you open with 6-5 and you ran.
Oh, okay.
so,
That changes it.
yeah,
I would
maybe.
have hit.
Maybe. I mean, maybe not.
I like hitting.
I know.
So much fun.
So, but getting back to your comment about the longer match versus several short ones, I don't know how much a longer match really helps the better player. I mean, I can remember when Jellyfish was the bot of choice.
Uh-huh.
And one time when they did an upgrade, the new Jellyfish beat the old one something like 52-48 in a 3-point match, and only like 55-45 in a 15-point match. So it's not that big a difference.
It's not that big a difference if you have players of equal skill. Now the question is, the reason for the longer match is so that when somebody like you plays somebody like me, you're more likely to win with a longer match.
Well, I mean, that was also the case with the Jellyfish thing I just mentioned. However, it didn't go up that much. Is my
yeah,
point.
the difference was that
52 to
great.
55. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're almost 2 equal players. The new Jellyfish, how much
That's
better
true.
was it?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, let's get back to this match.
Yeah. Okay. Here it's
Hazuki's on
double
roll.
take.
He's up 11 points,
And
11 pips.
Yeah, and so this is good in the, he's got at worst an 18-point holding game, and he's up in the race, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's strong.
And then he hits a market loser.
Well, except for
Just
like
about,
6-3,
yeah. I would have doubled there.
yeah. And XG agrees.
XG agreed? Okay.
Yeah. But that's a bad miss. And now,
He's vindicated for not
1,
doubling.
2, maybe 13-5, or, all right, four checkers to the 9 is reasonable. Probably doesn't matter much. 3-1. Thank you. Okay. 5-4.
The race is close. Very close.
Yeah.
A lot of people automatically double when they think their opponent's trapped a little bit, but the race is the race. Pips is pips.
Yeah.
This is J.K. Jacobs always used to say, pips is pips.
5-5. All right.
Pips is pips. That's 20 pips.
Yeah. Although it says you should play it differently. 9-4, 8-3 twice, 6-1.
Wow.
But it's really close.
I like the 2 interboard points.
Well, you already had the 4 points, so he just played 13-3 twice. At least that's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
So, but look at that. Look at the winning chance numbers for XG. They're like 47,
Yeah.
48, 49. So you're not
15.
even favored to win, even after double fives.
This is the play I
So-
liked. This is the 2 interboard points that plays.
Yeah, probably. The old saying, when you're not ahead in the race, don't race. So don't give up the midpoint.
And he's down. Yeah.
96 to
19 pips. 1 pip now. Yeah. Very close race.
yeah. 6-4, 2 off the 9, looks right. True, it does.
You might
leave
slot
you
the 2.
vulnerable
I
that
might
you
slot
have
the
to-
2.
on your next 6. You might have to.
I would have slot the 2
off,
there.
you know.
Just have a
I
little
don't know,
more
I
flexibility
think
outside.
the purity is more important. I kind of like that play,
You do? Okay.
but don't know what XG said. Okay, 41 makes it 2. And Suzuki rolls 5.
I save a 6 here, just
Yeah,
in
I think
case.
so. Yeah,
Too disastrous to have to leave that double shot.
headshot.
Ooh.
You gotta. There you go. Good play. Ooh,
Oh,
good
there's
shot.
your joker. And unless
Shot.
unless Zednik does something really special here, that's just a 20 pip game. Oh, there's
Whoa.
something really special. That's what I call really special. Next time, shake your dice is what I would say.
That's right.
I say get a baffle box. You know where to get a good baffle box, John?
I do. It's a fella named Phil Simborg.
Right, see me. I'll get you a good baffle box. Backgammon Learning Center. And you can buy them at Galaxy, too. The Galaxy store has nice baffle boxes also.
That's right. That's right. All right.
I don't like
Close
that play.
range.
I don't like leaving it the open 6 point. You know, I learned that there's a penalty point for that with the Keith count, and there's a reason for it.
Look at that shot. 2-1.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
People don't understand why there's a penalty for the open 6 point, because when you roll a 6, it only counts as a 5. You're not getting the full use of the dots on the dice. And that means you wasted earlier to do that. So clearing the 6 is really often wrong.
Yeah, I think it's no cube here, right?
The XG just popped up and said you're wrong. 0.06 cube.
Oh, okay.
Double and take. That's 2 cubes that Kazuki has missed this game, according to XG. And I'm sure he's happy he didn't cube. In hindsight, 1 game rollout proves him right so far.
That's right.
I would not be happy if my opponent had the cube here.
Good shot.
See, I told you he should have cubed. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah. You did.
Oh, that's backgammon. That's what makes the game exciting. Now he better perform. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 roll. 1, 2, 3 roll.
Yeah, but
But any deuce, yeah, any deuce, you get the cube back in your face. There it is, immediately.
Double and
1,
no,
2,
see, you
3.
can miss with something yourself, right?
Got to
Okay.
be a double. It has to be a
Well,
double.
you can miss with 3-1. And,
It's got to be a double.
got to be a double, though. I agree.
Yeah. And I think it's a take. Okay. He didn't lose his market. Nope, XG's up. It says it's a big take. Big double, big take. Okay. It's a great roll. Well, no, it didn't help me that much. But he didn't miss. That's what was so good about it. Okay.
All right.
What are the odds here?
Yeah, 6 out of 36.
He got it. Yes. Yes.
Gets it.
He got it.
7 up.
Wow. Big roll. Big roll. That was exciting.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's why we love this game. I'll tell you, I play poker, gin rummy, bridge, chess. There's nothing like backgammon that brings you this kind of excitement.
All right. It's 8 away, 8 away. Oh,
And
he slots.
an even score. Normally, it's wrong to slot.
Only by a little bit.
Well, no, he learned that from Mochi. Mochi always slots, so it's his way of saying I can handle anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So if Mochi can do it, I can do it. All right, 8 away, 8 away. I'm going to bet the equity's about 50% here. I use
think
my
so.
Neil's numbers.
Yes, yes. Neil's numbers would agree. All right, 24-22 looks right. Bad shot.
Wow.
He didn't hit.
There's been some major jokers in this game so far. The biggest one was that double one right there. That was although the double six earlier was a huge swing in the first game. You missed that.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
see that
I
double
was
six?
watching it, yeah.
Wow, that was really.
Yeah, that was.
Would you have vacated the 6 point in that game? I would not have. Do you remember it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
No.
I thought he never should have given him that double six to begin with. Not because of the double six. I just didn't like giving up the 6 point. All right, double hits are fun. One is fun, but two on the bar is better by far.
Bad six. All right, 5-4. All right, 8-3, 8-4, man. Go for it.
May as well. You don't have enough
Might
checkers
as
in the
well.
zone to blitz, but you don't have a good alternative.
There's no good alternative, right?
That's a big roll. 5-4 is a beautiful roll for a Z.
4-3. All right, now what?
I love these games. This is starting to look like Pasco
I
Gammon.
think just Bard 18 looks all right.
Really? I
Yeah.
come down. Come in with the 3 and down with the 4. Tease him. Bar 18 is right. Coming down is wrong. I come down. I play too much back games.
Yeah, Pasco Gammon.
I win a lot of those games, but I sure get gammoned a lot.
Just
I wonder
not
why
to
that
the
happens.
18.
All right, he makes John's play. Come on, you gonna make John's play or my play? Who's better?
Oh, he's thinking.
Come down. Are we a man or a mouse? Squeak up. That's my play. He did it. Yes. Yes, he's as bad as I am. Ooh.
All right. I don't think you hit loose here. I think
No.
just, maybe.
I think Luce is right by a mile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's true. Black has no offense. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I guess really 24-20 or 23-20, 21-20. Neither of those really accomplish a whole
Isn't
lot.
that pretty?
So, yeah.
Hit loose.
Might as well hit, I guess. Yeah.
My initial reaction was the same as yours, John. I have to admit,
Yeah.
hitting loose did not
Hey,
did
you
not
know,
jump out at me as
I
exciting.
get them wrong occasionally.
Yeah.
So, what can I say?
All right.
6-2. Not a good shot. Oh, I guess around, yeah. 16-10. Looks right.
For lack of an alternative. So the 3-5 we call a double anchor game. It's not really a back game when you have two high points like that. It doesn't play like a back game. Doesn't have to be timed like a back game. A lot of people think that's a back game, but it really isn't. And the distinction is important because it really is a different philosophy in both your checker play and cube. It's a lot more about the race. We could take a break for a couple of hours when they finish this game.
And, one big advantage of an opening slot with 4-1 or, for that matter, 5-1 or 2-1 is that these kind of multiple checker back for both sides kind of game is much more likely to occur than if you split.
Which favors the better player,
Yeah.
or the player that's more comfortable playing back games and defending back games in complicated games.
Yeah.
In my chouette, I shoot for this all the time. And I'm not saying I'm better than the players in my chouette. I think I'm better in these kinds of games.
Uh-huh.
So I actually steer to them too much.
Uh-huh.
But I also do it in match play. But it ain't going to work if you're playing Mochi or John O'Hagan or Kazuki or they know what they're doing.
Well, yeah. I mean, really, in these kind of games, both players' PRs will be noticeably higher
Oh,
than
yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
regular race or holding game kind of position.
And one of the reasons their PRs will be higher is I have to admit even though I'm involved in the development of Extreme Gammon doesn't really get these right either. You might make an error, and as I often hear Neil Caswell say, roll it out, and he turns out to be right. In the rollout, it wasn't an error at all.
All right, probably make the 11. It's good blocking point, blocking 6s off the 20-point anchor. That looks right. Yes.
I don't think you're going to see a cube here very quick
No.
from either side.
No.
It's going to be just all jockeying for position.
Yep. All right.
Z's goal here is to try and prime those checkers in now. And Kazuki, of course, doesn't want to get primed in. He'd love to make the bar. Of course, the 5 point's going to give him a pretty good holding game. I said he'd love to make the bar. He really needs it now, maybe. He can do it. Yeah, he can. He can. I do. That's my play. Starting to get suffocated by those checkers. You want to make that anchor, the higher anchor.
All right, 6-3.
Very tempting to run off the 5 point, but
Yeah, I think both.
you'd rather
off
give up the 4 point.
21. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're leaving the blot on the 18 point is only hittable with strip points, so it's pretty safe.
Plus, you're holding your opponent's 5 point. That's called the golden point for a reason. Your
Yep.
opponent's 5 point is worth gold. A lot of people think your own 5 point is the golden point, but that's not really true. Okay.
Although in Bill Roberti's recent book on the opening, he makes some good arguments for the 18 point as well, as compared to the 20 point.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're both excellent. Yeah, I'm not sure which one's better.
I know so many people that say they hate to make the 18 point because they feel they get stuck there. But they don't see the upside of it at all.
Yeah.
Tremendous upside to holding your opponent's bar point.
Yeah.
The 18 point would be your opponent's bar point.
Yeah.
And we all have a tendency to look at the negatives and not weigh the positives as well. Because we always think of the bad rolls that can happen. You think you remember the times you get stuck there. You don't remember the times that you stopped him from priming you.
Yeah. And, when you own the opponent's 5 point, sometimes you get somewhat blocked in.
Uh-huh.
Whereas when you hold the 18 point, you seldom do, really.
Yeah. Anytime you roll that big double, you're gone.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very close.
Mm-hmm.
Both good anchors.
Well, I got to read. I haven't read Roberti's new book yet, but I certainly need to.
Yeah, it's
Anything he writes is worth gold.
Yeah, it's his second book on the opening. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 6-3, around to the 9 point, looks right.
Again, he's winning the race by a lot. All he cares about is bringing his checkers home now.
All right, safety, right?
It's safe.
Right?
He doesn't want to get pounded on there, as he would have been. That's why you do this. He doesn't want to be on the bar right now.
Okay, 4-3. And 6-3, or do you play the 3 to the 9 point and start the 2 point?
Actually, he likes them both off the 12.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
him the
Yeah,
7.
that's a good play, yeah.
Yeah, this is not pure. You're getting rid of a builder. It's not good for the race. Of course, the race you don't worry about here. You're getting killed in the race. This is the play. Give him,
2 or 6-1.
that's it. And by the way, before the roll, John said 5-2 or 6-1. You should be doing that when you play too. That way you won't miss hits. People who miss hits, I tell them, if you call the number out ahead of time that you need, you're more likely to, not that you'll get it, but you're less likely to miss it. I don't see another play besides breaking the 8 here.
4-1. I agree. Or break the 7. Probably the 8 looks right though. Yeah. Dual holding game here. 6-5. Round to the 9 probably.
You wouldn't slot there? I would have slotted 9-4.
Yeah, could be.
I would have slotted.
Well,
Oh,
look at that.
2
Would've
out.
been
Great
nice
roll.
there.
Great roll.
Bill's play would have been.
Was it right?
Well, because then now you have direct shots.
Uh-huh.
You know, if we had done your play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, he's up 24 pips in the race. You assume that your opponent's going to only beat you if he gets a shot and hits it. And I think that's a pretty good reason to double. And XG says it's right on the borderline of whether you take or pass. It says a small take.
Yeah.
Very close, but clearly it has to be right to double if you're not sure. That was
I don't
foreplay.
know.
That's foreplay.
4 play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's borderline. The score is even.
24.
He took it. There's nothing wrong with that. Wouldn't have been wrong. It wouldn't have been really wrong if he passed either.
Right. Right.
These are close.
All right. So 3-4.
So we're getting a little ugly. Some ugly numbers coming up. Cover and in.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
Very good shot.
So only 6-2 leaves a shot next time.
Yeah.
That's not much. That's why it was a bare take. You'd have to get the shot and hit it to win. I wasn't sure about the take at all. All right.
Up to around 95%.
Now
Yeah.
here, if you can, I leave 3 checkers on the 6 point. I would take 2 off instead of taking 1 off the 6, because then only 6-5 leaves a shot. If you take 1 off the 6, you leave a shot with 6-1 and 5-1. In the old days, they said it was wrong. It's called double jeopardy. I think this is wrong. I think you take 2 off.
Yeah. Frequently, though, the way I try to decide these is if the opponent's going to stay there for several rolls, then you might want to play 6 off. Because if you play the play you mentioned, you're usually going to come down later to 2 checkers on the 6 point, and then you'll have the same 6-1 and 5-1 to worry about as well.
Well, that's the double jeopardy you're talking about. That used to be wrong, but the computer has been proving
But it's very close.
it's close. It is close.
It's very close.
Now, if you clearly win more gammons if you're in a gammon situation by leaving 3 on the 6 point and
That's
taking 2 checkers off.
Right.
But
right.
this is not a gammonish game, so
Right.
so that's why it's so close.
So it's very close.
Yeah. Now the caveat is when you leave 3 checkers on the 6 point, you better have a checker on the 4 point. If you don't have a checker left on the 4 point, then you also leave shots with 5-4 and 6-4.
Yeah.
So you don't take it automatically.
Right.
And of course, it's always wrong if he has a checker on the bar.
All right. That's an interesting play. Rather than just the standard 3 off,
Mm-hmm.
ZZ is awake and he plays 4-3-4-2. I don't know if it's right or not, but it's interesting they even thought of it.
Yeah.
I would have
Look at the
quickly
PRs
played
now.
3 off.
Look at the PRs. They're both right, just over 3 PR.
Yeah.
This is where they belong.
3-6 up.
At the beginning, they were higher, and we had a very that complicated game just recently. You know, that the double back game situation. In fact, it was at this game. It was the beginning of this game, and they're still playing at very, very low PRs. That shows you why they belong here. He's playing for doubles now. He needs doubles to win, so that's something you always think about. If you need doubles, play
when
for the
you're
doubles.
Way behind in the race like this, you just have to assume you're going to roll high doubles.
Yeah, and
So
if
you
you-
want to take maximum advantage.
right. If you don't roll the high doubles, you're going to lose anyway. So
Right.
make them all work.
Right.
He made his double 5s work to get an extra checker off.
Right.
All right. Zednik's a huge favorite here, unless he rolls something like double 1s. I'd go to the 2 point.
Do you? Okay.
I would bet this play. I think that's got to be right.
Okay. Could be.
1, 2, 3. And what do you do here? I guess you play 6-4. 6-4, you get an extra checker off with double fives.
Yep.
That's why I do it. You need doubles. That's the play. He listened to me. There's that double
That's it.
five. See, I said it out loud, and that's why I rolled it.
That's right.
We know that's the truth. That's it. Everybody knows that how that works. It's a Silva mind control method.
9-7.
There's a good book that was written by, I read it long ago about how you can control the dice in backgammon, mind control. There was a book about that. And if you,
Yeah.
if you buy that book, you should also try to buy the Brooklyn Bridge.
That's right. 6-3. Okay.
Okay. Zedek is overcoming that first horrible game, the double six turnaround game. It was such a big swing. It was a 6-point swing, in my opinion, in the very first game, and he fought back courageously, and now he's winning.
So I don't think you split here. The opponents rolled so many pips. You're down in the
You don't
race.
split, I split. Really? I like splitting. Splitting is wrong.
Yeah.
By a little
Well,
bit, very
by
little.
A little bit.
I like to split because there's 2 checkers on the 8-point.
2 and the 8. That's true.
Whenever I see 2 on the 8, I love splitting. It freezes those checkers in case he rolls a 3-1, 6-1, or 4-2.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
He slotted. Big play.
Makes the bar a point.
Yep, next the bar.
Okay.
Now he's going to make the 5, and
Nope. Nothing.
there's no and.
There is no end. All right. 4-3. Then 6-3
Yeah.
is probably right.
Very, very stiff.
Only 5-3 and 4-4 hit. 4-4 is a great shot. Anyway, so
5-4. I run.
I run. I agree.
In only because I don't like the alternative. The alternative is leaving you
Yeah,
losing your
yeah, I
midpoint,
think-
getting stranded.
Yeah, but you have really good coverage in the outfield. That looks right to me to run out.
Well,
XG agrees.
XG agrees. He likes to run.
Yeah.
Ed O'Loughlin is sitting nearby, and he's always going to be a contrary. That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, yeah. Ed's at least thinking about the second play of 11-7, 11-6, or maybe 11-6, 8-4. But yeah, this.
Well, you can't bet against XG, John, and me. Sorry, Ed. And it looks like Kazuki's going to make this play too. Whoa, takes it back. I don't like being stuck on the ace point. That's the real thing and the reason I run.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some danger, of running off
Oh,
the ace
really?
point and getting pointed on. Still.
So far, it just was announced that there's 196 players in the Open. So
Wow.
even with COVID and all the other scares, we've got a nice big field. But it's really 197 because I haven't paid my fee yet, and they're about to do the draw. I'm glad he came over. I got to get in time. I'm going to play in the Open.
Hit and down,
Okay.
for sure.
It's almost 200 people field. That's a great field.
That's great. Yeah. All right. 6 down from the mid. Yeah. Sure. I hope you don't get hit. Only a handful of numbers that hit. That's one of them. And that's crushing. Very likely. Yeah. Double pass. Yeah, for sure.
Take over a minute, Chuck. I better enter so I can don't miss the open.
Okay. All right.
They got expect to go yet?
They're about to, and Phil has not made his payment yet, so he's going to do that now. So double pass is not too good. The thing about when the opponent has an anchor on your 1 point and only 2 checkers on it, as you can see, like in this position, it is about 16, 15, roughly 15% gammons. So it's just not worth playing on. I mean, after all, every roll they can roll 6-6, they can roll 2-2, 1-1, and improve their anchor. And it's just best to cash. 9-8. 6 away, 7 away. ZZ ahead. These are 2 of the top young players in the world and 2 of the top overall players in the world, but they're both young. It's good.
Rarity.
We need more young people in the game. Yes. 4-1. All right. 20 and 5. That's right. And 3-2 points on a 5 point. Okay, motion. And 2 what? 2-1. Bill's back.
Got 10 in the zone, that's the argument.
Well, you can make cover the 5. When in doubt, make 5 points. Well, actually, it's actually right to, but it's actually right to make the 5 for next G.
Was that you're going to purchase
Weak.
that, so
Double, yeah, good double, I think.
Very good double.
Yeah,
I'm not
It's
sure. I
actually
don't
a
think I
pass.
take it.
and XG agrees.
It's, pass,
with
oh,
you.
it's very small pass. Very, very small.
Yep. Yeah, after all, the 7 and 8 are both stripped. So if white, it's a hard time getting off the 18, white can run into problems. And then black always has at least a deuce point game, right?
Wouldn't you be more inclined to take this, though, just because you're down a point in the match?
Well, a little bit.
Hey, look at this. They're both playing great, right? Close to 3 PR.
A little bit.
Both of them. A little bit?
But not much.
Well, I guess I'm used to playing players who are a lot better than me. I grab this cube in a second when I play Gazuki or Zednik or you.
So,
yeah, almost every cube.
I jump all over this cube. I take this in a heartbeat. And I love holding the
6
cube in this
away.
game. I love holding this. Is volatile.
One little weird thing is that when the leader is 6 away, the trailer's dead 2 cube take point is a shade higher than the normal 25%. It's more like 27. So, that sort of negates the.
That's a dead cube. But what about the
Dead
live
cube.
cube
Yeah,
here?
no.
There's a big swing between dead and
So
live at
the-
this.
Well, the live is going to be still roughly just like it would be for a money
Oh,
game.
he passed. Okay,
8 to 10.
passed.
5
You
away,
couldn't
7
fault
away.
him for taking or passing there.
Right.
They're both playing great. And I disagree with all their plays. Must be something wrong with XG.
That's right. 6-1 makes the bar. Yeah. Ooh, good shot. Now, 5 point or the 3 point? I usually like the 3 point, but 5 point in the abstract's better than the 3 point. But you add an extra point and so forth. That's probably right. And a builder. All right, and 6-3. Just run out 24 to 15 for sure.
What happened if you die today?
Okay, do you hit and go to the 4 point, or do you make your 5 point? Probably hit and go to the 4 point. Okay, it's close. Huh? 5-3. Now what?
Oh, this is interesting roll.
Yeah. So 20 and 10 is what XG like.
Yeah. And Mochi just said he didn't know what to do here.
Yeah. 22 and
Very
8.
tough.
22 and 6 to 1 doesn't look great.
Try not to see what XG says. Is this right play here?
No.
Let me see. How about coming into the 5? Play something like button 10.
You're right.
You're right. Mochi got it
Yeah,
right.
Mochi's play is correct. Bar 20, 13, 10.
Ah, this
By a little bit.
is great shape.
You don't play dice on the checkers here. I like that rule. You play it in the States. Dance is big.
Dance.
That was very big here.
Probably not. Yeah. Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not gonna double this.
No double. Big no double.
Big no double.
Mhm.
I mean, don't even think it's a double at a 0-0 to 15 type score.
Well, that blot on the ace point is really bad.
Yeah.
That's
Do it, Zenek. Do it. It's gonna be more fun. It's gonna be a 4 cube.
Yeah, maybe more fun to double. That's right. We're here to have fun, but do it for the fans, huh? Mochi wants them to double just for the excitement.
Zenek is tired. Thinking he will double 6s.
Yeah.
He has 11 men in the zone.
Yeah.
It's too much. I don't think he
Yeah, I agree.
He's
Yeah,
shaking.
he's bad.
He's shaking. He rolled. Okay, 3-1. Proving why it's not a double.
Bad roll. Yeah.
Very poor roll.
24-20, I guess. Yeah. That's what I step up. And what else you need?
Yeah.
How he dance and double. Easy.
Anchor.
Make the 21 or leave them split.
Make
and
the
cover
21.
11. I'd make the anchor.
Anchor immediately.
Yeah, make the anchor.
I like to not think about these things because if I think too long, I might change it and make a bad
Oh, look
play.
at that. Hit and cover. Yeah. If he wants to.
Maybe you don't need to cover.
Maybe you don't need to cover. Yeah, just bring it around.
Come around.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Everybody's out.
Covering's a blunder.
Yeah. Yeah. So 14 to 8 and then 22 to 10. And if
And
black
he-
doesn't roll a 1, you
One.
can seriously think about the
It's
cube.
game over. If he doesn't roll a 1, it's probably game over.
Might be over.
I think it's game over. 47 pips. I think it's double pass.
I think it's a taker.
You think it's a Mochi thinks it's a take? All right, Mochi, you got to bet. Tomorrow we'll bet on this one. I just saw the XG feed.
How much do we bet?
I said tomorrow we'll talk about that. Look at that. Very tiny double and huge take, and I would have passed. I would have dropped it like a rock. I hate this position.
Well, I mean, when you have a 21-point game like black does, if white doesn't have their 5-point made directly in front of that anchor, bringing things home is not that easy.
And the blot on the ace again is a
Blot
terrible
the
thing
ace.
for. I would almost prop this. I don't care what XG says.
No, but also the 5-away is very easy to take. You don't wanna, you don't wanna put him in the 4-way.
Little,
Already bad number.
yeah, 10 to 2, yeah. That's all you can do, I think.
Mm-hmm. You could cover the ace and hit, come off the bar point with both, and go for the gammon, and go for twin the match and
2, 3,
slot.
semi-ready.
All right, 8, 6, and 2, 1.
Cover up,
Good
yep.
shot. Cleans it up. So let's see here. 1, 1. Covers and double ducks. All right, makes
Yeah.
5 and 13, 11.
I told you this was a pass, didn't I?
You did.
There's no way I would take this. How does he not make the 5 point?
Well,
He's gone.
Yeah, you have to make it.
you will.
Not just because you're hitting, but you have a safe place to come into. That open point can sting you.
Okay. ZZ rolls. Clears the 11.
Quietly clears. Yep.
Thank you.
Makes the 2 point. Or do you run out? Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't want to waste tips on making shit, you know.
Wow,
maybe,
yeah.
Maybe he just got it because of that.
Yeah, could be.
Wasted like 9 tips. Yeah, that's what.
Oh, he's in. Oh,
Oh, nothing.
that was a good count.
Gammon saver.
Big end number.
Gammon
Yeah.
saver.
Wait,
Yeah.
maybe it's take now. I don't know. Would you take this?
No way.
I think it's take actually.
You think this is a take?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's not that many gammons, and it's hard to clear that 10 point.
You're probably only going to get one shot, and you better hit it. And you might not get the shot.
When you go 2-1.
Uh-huh.
Keep it.
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah,
to
keep
it.
a 5. I liked it too. He's thinking about coming out because of the blob, but that's too many pick and passes.
Okay. And 5-2 covers the 3 point.
Yep. Runs,
Run around.
run around.
21 to 11.
Very simple play.
Yep.
You don't want to waste pips in case you don't get the shot, so you don't get gammoned. See, this is easy to bring home. There's no problem bringing this home.
Paying now doesn't look right. 13 hits. Yeah, he does. But you might only have to leave 11, or you might roll a good shot. And upgrade it.
XG volunteers.
Let me know.
Tennessee.
XG volunteers.
By a
No,
lot.
no,
I like
no,
it.
no, no. It's
Yeah, it does.
really?
Yep, by a
10-8,
lot.
10-6, yeah.
Or maybe he can split the. Luck can split with the 3.
That's the problem. Yeah, that's Mochi's pointing out if you do this play, black can split if they want to with a 3 or maybe a 4.
This is hard. I wouldn't make this. I'd play safe.
Yeah, we all would have missed this.
You all would have made a 27 error.
Yeah.
Wow. Two grandmasters that wouldn't have the guts to make the play that I wouldn't have the guts to make either.
I think maybe if he did have the timing.
Yeah. If he couldn't come out with
Yeah,
a 3.
that's true. But he does have the timing. That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a good point. Ed O just mentioned that. Black's got the timing to wait.
Every move you make in this game, you're weighing risk and reward, and you're taking a big risk here for a big, big reward. You don't get hit. I like the fact that he's taking a lot of time on this play because it's not an easy play.
Look at the difference in winning chances. It's like 10%.
Huge,
64 versus 54.
huge.
Well, if you play 5-1, 3-1, it's 59.8.
Hmm.
But still, like 5%. That's a lot.
He's doing it. Good for him. Get a boy. Get a boy.
Good
Good
play.
play. We got to
Good
give him
play.
credit
Yeah.
for that.
No doubt.
There's a couple of grandmasters that wouldn't have made the play.
That's right.
Wow. This kid is really something.
Yeah, he's great.
He's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He wrote a very interesting book, too.
Got a lesson.
Good play. Off at 6 and off, checker off. Gonna stay, wait for the 6-2. Don't say 6-2 out loud. 5-2. Oh,
Bad shot
that's good.
for white. That's bad.
So if you roll the 2-1 here, do you split with the 1?
Don't know.
That's game.
Ooh.
That's game. Why didn't he listen to me? I told him this was a big pass. Even though XG said it was a monster take, I just didn't see it. He had a shot to win, and he had
12 to 8.
so that volunteer shot to win. That's one I want to post. If
That's a great
two
play.
two grandmasters sitting next to me would not make that play,
Yeah.
that's got to be a great play.
That is.
And you got to give Zedek a lot of credit for making that play.
Right.
It shows you this kid belongs where belongs up there with the top players.
Right.
Good for him. All right, they're taking a
Looks like
break.
they're taking a
Not
break.
a bad idea. If you're losing and it's getting critical and it's an important match, always take a break.
Stay. We don't have
Okay.
to play the two.
Okay.
Just made it
Did
up
they
to the
make the draw
wire.
yet?
Huh?
Did they make the draw yet?
No, they're still taking a couple. You were 197 and they got a 198.
Yeah,
So, but if somebody shows up tomorrow, what would happen?
they're out of luck.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe they're all right.
Well, I think what they'll do, since it's an odd number, there's going to be an anti-bisection and a bisection, right? So what they'll do is leave a few spots for late entries. So rather than everyone that's in the anti-bisection or in the bisection starting their match immediately, they'll probably make 6 or 8 of them wait for late entrance.
Is the keeper going to play?
Sorry?
Is the keeper here?
She told me a week ago she was coming.
But is she showing up on that sheet?
I haven't seen the sheet list.
All right, I just see her at the reception. So.
You holding up
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
Who keeps you awake? It's good.
Ryan was itching at the bit to get in there, but I don't want to get more than 2.
Okay.
So we on which now or anything we talk about?
Probably. Yeah. You better assume that they can hear it. Yeah.
And it's not my rules. Many people are anybody else get involved. They told me flat out those are the rules. That's what Steve was saying. I can't help it. That's the rules. It's not my rule.
Nice suit.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. It's not my rule.
I'm a minority group. 83.
I'm not allowed to be a helper and what's doing this thing on the live stream. That's the only people that have pick it or I or Jim account. He named the only 3 people he wants on the number 1 stream of the county. You're right. Yeah, we should
No,
go.
I'll have to Honey, Steve. We're not even allowed to sit here?
Getting involved in the stream. They really don't want. They don't want a complete conversation. You know, this is not my rule.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at a getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-fold weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. Whoa, too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mind. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home to a cold shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, dope. Running up the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mind. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my, oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But I guess that's that. Ryan. Be sure to introduce him.
Yes, I'm going to be joined. John's going to take a break. I'm joined by the whiz kid from Canada, Ryan Robello, another one of these guys that came out of nowhere in no time at all and became known as one of the top players in the world. And he's going to join me on the commentary. Hi, Ryan.
Hey Phil, how you
Happy to
doing,
have
man?
Happy to have you. Okay, you can see the situation. We got Sednek, who had a really big, horrible turnaround in the very first game. He was winning a gammon, and he lost the game. 6-point swing. But he gave him a double six joker that I would not have given. And again, I have to check with XG on that. So here we are. Take it away.
Well, 4-3 is going to come down. Hope to not get hit back. Now you slot, duplicate the fours. No, come on, ZZ. This is a bad play. It's safe, but the problem with it is that you just easily get primed, and you want to sort of create your own counter prime by slotting the 5-point by yourself.
So you would have slotted the 5-point.
Yeah.
Yeah, XG agreed. But it wasn't huge. It wasn't big.
That's a bad roll, actually. Now he's might be getting cubed, actually.
Really? I don't think it's close to a cube.
Maybe not. It's definitely not too far off, but I think you can make one more adjustment. And you're definitely leaving a shot here. Playing 11-6 is just a little bit too impure. And ones are even duplicated to make the split or to make the 5-point. He's not going to split with that many checkers in the zone.
Well, they only want two.
Again, when we talk about checkers in the zone is the number of checkers you have in your inner board and your outer board. Those two quadrants. And you only count checkers in the outer board if they're within 6 of an open point. There's a great shot. That's 6-4.
Now he's getting cubed.
Really gets him into a great spot here. Double threes is probably a cube saver.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not a cube saver?
I don't think so. Not at this score.
Yeah, he's trailing. So
last time it was a bit too early. He rolled 6-4. The other guy rolled double threes.
Yeah, he's trailing, so he may be doubling more aggressively here. I wasn't sure I was cubing. It's only a small cube according to XG. 0.04.
It's big enough.
Big take.
He doesn't need to miss this.
And you know what? If you weren't playing a giant here, you might get some passes. That's why it's got to be a cube. But you're playing a giant who's not going to make a mistake.
No, ZZ's not going to pass this if he gets cubed.
Mm-hmm.
He knows these positions too well. But I mean, you see what can go right here. You can just roll a nice double 5, you can roll a nice double 3, you can roll a nice double 1, you can roll a 6-4 to make the 14-point, or you could just hit loose and then he fans, in which case he's in trouble.
Mm-hmm. So he's taking his time, and he looks
he's
like
gonna miss it.
He may not double.
Nah, it's a bit too scared, in my opinion.
It's not a big mistake not to. The 4.04 is nothing for cube action error.
That's a bad.
And he rolled
that's
a very bad roll.
roll.
Yeah,
What are you supposed
very
to do
bad
like
roll.
this? I guess you I
Come
want to
down.
hit, but I don't like it.
I come down and play 6-4.
That's reasonable. Yeah, I do that play too.
And it's right, 13-8-6-4.
Well,
XG
yeah, okay.
agrees.
I would actually come down off the give him the 6s, but make the second play. But yeah, you see why that's better, and you see why this is wrong too. It just breaks too much structure.
And you're outboarded if you get hit. He's got 3 innerboard points. That means you dance 25% of the time.
It's actually a massive error to make this play.
Yeah,
155.
that's a big error for these guys. He's not going to do it.
I know he won't.
He's too good a player to do that.
How much time does Easy have? 5:55 seconds? Or is that
He's
5
got
minutes?
looks like 7 minutes versus 5
55
minutes.
seconds?
No. Is
Oh,
that
okay.
right?
I don't
Is
know.
it 5 minutes?
I don't know. We'll have to see when he has a turn.
Wow, timing might be a factor. That's it.
Oh, he does
Oh.
make this play. Wow, that's a big mistake, actually.
I can't read that clock.
Nice roll. You're gonna double hit there, and that's right. He's got 5 minutes.
That's a good anchor.
Gonna
Did
hit
he
him with
make it?
any twos he's got. Like that. That's enough. No, you don't make the anchor here. It's way too safe. You come down, you're supposed to hit.
Hitting's a must.
Yeah, yeah. Now the 4 is a question. I would just come down 13 to 9. And actually, it's a sizable mistake. Good play.
He might be too good to double if with a dance here. I would think it's too. Well, he came in. It's clearly a pass. He's too
No,
good.
no, not a 3 away. 3 away is like a scoop.
That was a scoop.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he might be too good.
It's a score. It's a score thing, right?
Oh my God. I thought he might be too good, and you're saying it wasn't a double. Wow.
Now he might have a cube. Actually, this is really interesting. He's gonna roll on. I don't blame him, but I want to see what XG thinks. Usually, it's right to just keep rolling in these positions.
You make the 18 point.
I don't see why. I think you want to do something like this. 13-7 doesn't make sense. He gives him the 2-5 off the roof to
This
just
does
completely
dupe
turn
his
the
ones.
game.
I like the duping the ones.
Yeah, that's why it's reasonable. What was the best play? 24. Oh, coming out. Okay. And now you're supposed to come out, I think. Try to hope for something. What are you supposed to do? 6-1? That can't be right.
That's it. Good play.
And
And a
okay.
dance.
Not a cube yet. Still has a 20 point going on.
Hit.
Hit, make the 23, and then maybe just make the 12 point, I guess.
The 23 you just do
10,
automatically.
10-9 slightly better because you get the shots at the 3 point. I get it.
23 is automatic.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck
100%.
behind that 4 prime and not be at the edge. So I move to the 23 and then figure out the last one. "24, 23, 2, anything but that. That's going to be a blunder."
Yeah, he's gonna play like
He did
this.
it. He got it. Oh, no. Going
What?
back to the original.
Okay, hit, yeah. Make the 23. I mean, in backgammon, you only need to. The natural play is gonna be right more often than it's not.
Yeah,
Like far more often than it's not.
that's a very good thought. The natural play is, the obvious play is obviously right most of the time. Okay.
And also, you don't need to play. See, this is like, what's the point of that? You're playing too fancy right now. Just play and how to make the 12 or
Well,
come there.
I understand why he's doing it. He's duplicating his 5s. He doesn't want to give him a 5. Oh, he's got 2 on the bar. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh, that's also why 10-9 is correct because
That's
they got
right.
that at double
You
5.
Get rid of the double 5.
Yeah.
But it's not huge. He's taking a lot of time on this play, which most of it really isn't big after you make this first 3. Are pretty obvious. The rest of it just isn't that big. That's part of clock management, knowing when to take, if the play isn't going to be that big a difference, don't take too much time on it. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I agree. Now he's just fiddling with the checkers.
Yeah. It just doesn't matter that much where the last one is. Come on, make a play. I want to see what happens.
I agree. I mean, he should see this double 5 thing. I mean, this is a play I first saw. I don't blame him for doing this. 3-4. Okay, now it's not a cube yet. We gotta make it probably a 7 point
It's
before he
not
can
a
double
cube.
this.
You're losing in the match. Yeah, you don't lose your market with hardly any rolls, so that's probably why.
Well,
it isn't-
you do have double 5.
Yeah, but you don't have very many rolls, market losers, which means on the next roll will your opponent pass. And there aren't that many
I'm not
rolls.
gonna cube this. It's a little bit too early.
And you're right.
Oh, double 5s. Now he's like a play on. He fancies both.
That's the super joker. In Extreme Gammon, there's a button you can push shows dice distribution, which will show you all the possible rolls and show you how and ranks them. Double 5 would have been ranked
Now you
number
play
1.
on easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
play on.
he knows this good.
Playing on, what he means is there's too many gammons to just double and win a point.
8 points very strong here actually because it's 6 away from the gap on the 2. So that's what I would do instantly.
Oh.
And it's wrong. Like 0.01, whatever.
Not necessarily
Now
wrong.
you think about cashing. And I think you should because he only has one on the roof. You don't have too many guys back, and you still have a mountain or the prime to escape.
Is it a take? I
No,
don't
no,
think
no,
it's
no,
a
no,
take.
no, no, no. It's far from
Sure.
a take.
Then you must double if it's
Oh, it is a take.
a huge take. It is a huge take, and here's another Grandmaster. Ryan would have passed this.
Well,
His
first thought.
First thought. Yeah, I didn't give you time. But I would have passed this, I have to tell you, and I'm not a Grandmaster. Is there a name? I'm a Grand Bastard? I'm close to a Grandmaster. I can say that. Wow.
He's put in the spot right now.
This doesn't look like a huge take to me.
No, it really doesn't. But the thing is, that blitzing structure from black is a lot weaker than you think it is. He has the ace point made. If he rolls a 2 before you can get some checkers out, white's gonna be almost favorite. Black still has to escape that 4 prime. I mean, this is very difficult, I will say.
There's a lot of game left. There's a lot of game left, but I certainly would have passed it.
Come on, ZZ, he's gonna get it. He always gets these things.
You've worked with him a lot or played him a lot?
Well, I played him online a couple times,
Uh-huh.
and I watched him play outstanding in the UBC.
Uh-huh.
And he's just a great guy to talk to.
Yeah. He really does very good on the theory. His book, I think,
And
is
his
very well written.
YouTube page has a lot of useful information.
Uh-huh.
Likes to talk about the plays.
Is that how you learned the game, watching these guys and
Yeah, that's right.
and playing with
Mainly.
XG, and that's it?
Playing XG over and over again, playing Galaxy over and over again.
You could be the best player in the world that never took a lesson from me. I got to have to sit you down one day and give you a lesson, something, so I can stop saying that. I mean, I even gave Mochi a lesson. Mike Spabodny took a lesson from me. Wait, Michi wouldn't take a lesson from me. That's right. For some reason. All right, back to here.
He's still thinking, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. This is important. He's got 3 minutes on the clock, and you got to watch that clock.
He's
time.
gonna use all of it. He's gonna be down to 1 minute and a half before he makes a decision.
I just hate giving up that much time. There's plenty of game left. There's going to be some tough decisions later on.
The thing is, with the 20 point, there's not really that many gammons going on. That's what he's got to realize. It's the clue he's gonna take.
He took. Attaboy. Good take. Okay, that's pretty clear. He would love to come in. He did.
Now you got to step up. You can't stay back.
Well, he had no other 3.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Show me another 3.
Fair enough. 6-5.
2 out.
That's a great roll.
That's it.
Now it's definitely a pass.
Yeah. Oh, here's interesting.
1-2 for sure. You don't want to stay back on the 20 point. You don't want to play something like this. Just slot a point. Why not?
Well, what are you going to do next roll?
You're gonna
You're
come out from the
stripped.
back.
I
No,
kinda like
this is too much.
It's too much. Well, you're right.
It's
He says
too
it's wrong.
it's too stacky is what it is.
I think it's too stripped the other way. I really,
Now you break your 9 point. Okay, that's a mistake.
Yeah, that's
Just
good.
Keep it simple. You're miles ahead. It's trying to play too fancy there. It happens.
Mhm.
Slot.
Well, you tried to play fast too. I know when you think about it,
Duplicate the
you're
threes
more
like
likely to
this.
get it right. And the more I think about it, the more likely to get it wrong. Do
Now
I
the-
see a pick and pass?
You do, but I don't think it's right. I think you should make the 8 point.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a big roll. That was very important.
6-1.
Very important.
6-3.
Clock running. They need a new clock for these matches.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
clock
I don't like that clock
that
at all.
clock has been causing more problems than it's worth, just because it's fancy.
Now you might want to play 18 to 14. Is that too big? Is that too big to play 18 to 14? I don't
No,
know.
it's not too big.
Oh, it's right.
It's right.
Wow.
It's right. Nice play, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick and pass with any 4. Yeah, 4-1. There you go. Easy play. Oh, it's not an easy play.
You make the 5 point. Isn't that something? How many people in the world, besides a computer, would have made the 5 point there? And look what it would have happened if you'd have done it. He rolls a double 6.
Now you gotta get off the 18.
Punished for making the right play.
You cannot stay there, and you gotta duplicate the 5s to do so. So 18-12 is my play.
18-12 is right. Very good. That takes some guts, but you know.
You can't stay there though, because if he enters with a 5, now what?
Yeah. You got to take your chances now while he's on the bar. And he's doing it.
And it's also less shots, just 5-5.
Yes. This is not terrible. It's only a 2% difference.
And there's significantly more gammons by coming down to 18-12 too, because you don't bury checkers and you leave space, make the closed board.
Ah, he sees the play, the Duke 5 play. That's the best play by a little bit. This looks scary. Scary. 5-2, 5-5. You get gammoned.
And you see why this was an easy take, actually. Even though he managed to get what he wanted, he still has this game going on. Even after he rolled 6-5, even after he rolled make the 2 point and he missed the shot. So yeah, but 5 and he's good. There he is, right there. Now you definitely do not play 18-17. Give him the super joker.
Yeah, 2 super jokers.
This is nice play because you're going to hit a shot on the fly shot, so it doesn't make sense to slot. 5-2. Now what?
Now what is right?
Now you got to play. You got to play down. You got to play 4-2. Either that 4-2 is a must, and the question is whether you want to play 18-13 or 17-12 with it, and you're going to count which ones leave less shots.
This is better. This is the play right here. And most people would just clear the 6 point, which in the long run is going to really hurt you. Take your medicine.
Nice roll.
Wow.
Now he needs to perform. You might get him for the match.
Yeah, Z would almost never redouble here
2-3.
until
You got to
it's
play
gin.
4-1.
That's one of the other reasons to get the cube is you're not going to see very many redoubles. Z does not have an efficient redouble at the score. It's 5-7 away.
4-1's quite easily here, actually. It's less shots, and you also get to make an 18 point.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, so Z doesn't redouble until it's gin almost.
No, he's never going to recube here
Never
because
gonna
he has
recube.
gammons, first of all.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You give up the gammon wins for the match.
It would be like a 1 error to cube this. 3, there it is.
Make the 2 point.
Yeah, of course.
Make the 2 point. There you go.
And probably split off the back just to get the more shots on the guy there.
Yeah. I wouldn't have split off the back either. I don't want to leave too many blots in the outfield.
This guy, the transcriber shows the plays too fast. You gotta give me at least some time to think.
Give us some time to blunder.
Now I'm just blurting out the first thing that comes pops into my head.
Well, don't look at the answer.
Is that a 1-5?
2-5.
I'm trying not to, but it gets in the
Double
way.
4 is
Oh
great
wow.
roll.
He's gonna gammon him for the
Go
match
for
right
maximum
now.
builders.
On his great take, he's gonna get rewarded. Good.
Mhm.
By the way, Kazuki also got punished for not playing 5-1 down.
Yep. But that wasn't a huge error. But
Well, it's an error enough.
yeah. Now do you switch points?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, it's a mistake.
I don't. Was switching right?
No, it's a small mistake.
Yeah, I wouldn't have switched.
It wins more gammons though. But you don't need gammons to score,
Yeah.
right? If this is like a money game, you would be switching here in like a heartbeat.
But to get to win 2 points here and be at Crawford 7 away,
It's very strong.
the gammon doesn't gain you that much equity. You're already about a 90-something% favorite.
Yeah, he might do this play, and I don't blame him for it.
I would never make that play now. You saw the guy roll double sixes in the first game and do this to him. Why are you going to do it? Give him a joker again like that? History always repeats itself.
Down to 2 minutes, by the way.
I know.
But he
the
has,
dice
he
have
has
no
plenty
memory.
of time for Crawford games.
Yeah, the dice have no memory. I know that. I just don't like the play.
I think I'd bet he'd find that play. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Damn it, he's good. He's been playing a lot, I think.
Ooh, that's big to come in there.
He's one double six away from winning this game, by the way.
And by the way, Black's winning chances are still around maybe 8%, 10%. So that's why you wouldn't double and you can still win
Boxes,
some
no.
gammons.
By the way, this is where you might start thinking about a cube.
Yeah.
I would cube him out right now. I don't want him rolling double sixes on me.
Well,
And he has a pretty difficult decision about a take, to be honest. Can he take this? No, not with the crunch board.
isn't his take point around 8%?
No, it's around 9%.
9%?
It's around 9.5%. I think this is just a double pass, redouble pass. How you gonna win this game as Black? You gotta roll double six. You have one number to win the game.
Aren't gammons
But
about 15%?
the problem is,
Aren't gammons about 15% for white?
yeah, it could be too good. But I think it's less than 15%.
No, he doubled. He's cashing. Too good. It's too good, but only by 0.003. So
Katsugi not going to take this.
yeah,
He
I
sees
estimated
the,
15% gammons.
has
It's 13.5. I was off by a point and a half.
like I said, you have one number to win this game
Yeah.
at a 36, and you got to roll it soon, or else you're just going to lose the race anyway.
Yeah.
I would bet my house that he passes this cube. Because it's not that complicated of a position.
You have a big house or a little house?
Small.
Small house? I mean, good. I've taken bets like that, and I've lived in some small apartments ever since.
Oh, but he also sees he has the outfield shot. He rolls something like a 5-1, and then he hits him with the 6-2.
Uh-huh. I can understand taking this cube. I wouldn't fault him for taking, even though it's a huge pass. 21-point error to take. I wouldn't fault him. Playing for the match. Take the 4 cube, and of course it's an automatic recube to 8, and now whoever wins the game wins the match. Is there any cube vig in holding the cube? No. You might hold it for one roll. Who knows?
No, wow, he
Took
takes it.
All right.
No way, I lose a
Exciting,
house.
Exciting. He said it was a small house, though, so you only lost a small house. All right, here
I
it
can't
is.
believe that.
Here it is. Here we go. This is the match. 62, and out he flew.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
6-5, and then he's gonna be hit with absolutely everything that he's got.
Okay.
Like 4-1, 4-3 hits.
You're hitting?
Yes,
You are? It's wrong
fair enough.
by a lot. You're up enough in the race. Up 15 pips, and he might not escape. You don't hit
But even
here.
if he hits, you still have a good game.
It might be a hit if you needed gammons. But without gammons at all, I just couldn't
You
see
still
that.
hit, you shouldn't hit. Okay.
But it's right to think about.
The thing I see is if he doesn't roll a 1, it's just gin.
Well, if he doesn't roll a 6, it's just gin, too.
That's also true. That's also fair. Now, I guess you shouldn't hit now again.
Yeah. Does anything leave
Well,
a
there you go.
shot?
I learned something
Yeah,
today. Good job.
anything leave a shot? Oh, you're up 15 pips, and he's got to roll a 6 to get out.
Now I guess you're not hitting again.
No.
Now I would not find this hit. I would have done something like this too. But last one, I
They're
would've
even.
found it,
They're
if I'm
both
being
even.
honest.
They're both even. There's good and bad.
By the way,
from
double
both.
sixes wins in this game. No.
All right, we got a 6-5, double 6, and double 5 leave shots.
Vote double
There it is.
fives.
There's a shot. Okay, we got action.
There's no way he loses. Come on.
Yeah, watch this. Hold your breath. Time for the match. Not you're cooked. Oh,
that's it.
That's the match. If he rolled a 5, he didn't necessarily win. He just became I'm not even sure he was a favorite if he rolled a 5. Great match, though. Let's see what the PRs are. These two guys played great. Look at that. 3 and 3.77. And
Both of them can play a lot
and
better. than that.
Zednik, yeah, they both can play better, but they had some tough decisions. It's a very high pressure game,
Yeah, I agree.
and Zednik deserved to win. He played better. The young kid,
The younger
it's
kid.
proven. The younger kid.
Both of them are the
They're
same
both
age,
young
I
kids.
think.
No, they're the same age.
About.
Both nice people, though. I'm happy to see these guys played like gentlemen. You didn't see any crying ever when anybody rolled a bad roll. These are the way you expect grandmasters
Kazuki's
to
not going to be
behave.
happy with his 2 takes that he made.
Yeah. So he did blunder on the take by 0.2.
Hold on.
All right, nice match.
But
Well played. Ryan, thanks for your help. You were very good.
Do a double.
Okay, Bill Riles here. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Ryan. I guess John O'Hagan participated a bit. We certainly appreciate everyone's commentary efforts. In less than 13 short hours, the 53rd Backgammon World Championship in Monte Carlo will begin. 2 p.m. Monte Carlo time, which is, I think, 13 hours, a little less than 13 hours here. The first streamed match, and they're working on the draw now. I haven't seen it. Last I heard, 199 players in the Open. And the first stream match will, a new tradition of sorts, the defending champion, Mochi, will be streamed on Stream 1, regardless of who his opponent is. But he gets the honor as the defending champion to be streamed on Stream 1 at 2 p.m. tomorrow, regardless of who he plays. So of the other 198 players, one of them is going to get to play on Stream 1. So anyway, y'all have a good evening. We're going to shortly retire, and we'll be back tomorrow. Look toward the camera, she says. Oh. She says, sit down. There I am. So anyway, less than 13 hours. We're at it tomorrow. And Bill won't be doing any commentary because he's going to be playing.
Well, not that long, I don't think. The way things are
Well,
going.
at 2 p.m. tomorrow, I'll guarantee
I'll be
you're
playing.
not be doing any commentary.
Yeah, but actually we have 2 streams going. The live stream you're watching here, which will have the more top players, and then later on when I'm out, there'll be a second stream. Well, I will be doing commentary, but it'll be a delayed broadcast so that people can see it 24 hours. You can come and see any of the matches. I'll have a group of my people doing the streaming on the second stream, and Nick Blazer is coordinating the first stream. So I'm on the B team, but I'm very proud to be here. I'm very happy to do it.
Oh, it's it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
I mean,
It's
I do a
great.
fair amount of commentary. You do a lot of commentary. It's a great way to watch a match. It's and I was telling somebody earlier, and you're on the B team, stream 2 later on, and that one's a little easier. Here, if you have everything in front of you, you're watching the match. You're looking at the XG feed, so you got data to work from there. You may be reading the chat log. I mean, it's a multitasking
It is.
effort.
On the beat, we won't have the advantage of the XG.
Yeah, the XG is just
Yeah.
on stream 1.
So they just have to believe me whenever I say
There
it's
you
right.
go.
That's it.
That's
So-
why we put you on stream 1 and gave Nick, or on stream 2 and
Yeah.
gave Nick stream 1 with the
Right.
XG.
Right. Well,
But-
again, I've said this many times. What you and Tara do for the game, not just for the streaming of these matches, but to advance the game by having really professional showings of these matches and these masters, it's really bringing backgammon to a much higher level.
Well, and
Really
I don't know if you glanced over your shoulder much today, this side.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a crowd over here
There was,
watching
yeah.
the sitting
a
in the
big-
viewing
big
area,
live
and
crowd?
we have a speaker
Uh-huh.
so that they can hear the commentators, you
Yeah.
and Ryan as an example.
And it's so easy
earlier.
for you guys to set this up. You do
it's
it in about
just
10 minutes, right?
10 minutes
Yeah,
at,
just
at
a couple
most.
Didn't you drive all the way to
I
Nice
had to-
today to get a part?
I Ubered it
You
round
Ubered?
trip. We blew a mixer yesterday and a speaker, and so I made a about
Yeah.
a 2.5 hour round trip to
I-
Nice.
If you saw the equipment that they have to set up to do this right, it's just amazing and it's wonderful. Someday we'll all do it with 2 iPhones.
Yeah, probably.
right now they got about 500 pounds of equipment, but it's really great to see and great to have the co-commentators that we have. Mochi joined us for a while, John O'Hagan, Ryan. It's great. It's better than having XG next to me. And I just congratulated Zednik and told him that he made a play that Mochi and John O'Hagan would never have made.
Yeah.
It was a 2-point something error. And he made it. He was more happy about that than winning the match.
Okay. Well, thank you, Phil.
My
and
pleasure.
Best of luck tomorrow for you.
I need a lot of luck tomorrow. This is unbelievable. I could go on and
Now,
on.
you'd
about
probably
the
like to be
quality of-
streamed at 2:00, wouldn't you?
Sure, right.
You heard what the deal is.
No.
Oh, this year is kind of they're going to start a new tradition going
Yeah.
forward, that the first stream, number one stream, is the defending champion
That's great.
as an honor.
That's great.
So Mochi, whomever he draws,
Yeah.
will be on stream 1 at 2:00 tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd like to draw Mochi.
You'd
I
like
really
to
would.
draw
I would
Mochi.
like
There
to
you
draw
go. You
Mochi.
get plenty of face
I'll
time.
tell everybody my favorite story. We are live here.
Yeah, we're still on.
I'm playing Mochi in the semifinals of a big match. I forget exactly where. And he gives me a cube, and I have no idea what to do. So I pull out a coin. I say, heads I'm taking, and tails I'm passing. Flip the coin in the air, and he grabs it out of the air, and he says, I'd rather you decide.
I love that.
Yeah, he figured I'm more likely
You're
to make a
less than
mistake.
50%,
Yeah, I'm less
right?
than 50% to make to come up with the right answer. And I mean, for him to think of it that quick, that's how sharp.
Oh,
he is.
yeah.
He's so fast. I
You know,
love
it-
that man.
It's such a great game at these tournaments like this, and people, many people get to travel to them, others don't. But I mean, it's a great social game. There's a lot of friendships and camaraderie,
Oh.
and smack talking and trash talking, but all good natured generally.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a blast.
It's a blast. It's the friendships are more important to me than the game. That's why I go to these tournaments more than anything else. I had dinner tonight with 8 of my closest friends that I haven't seen for a couple of
3 or
years.
4 years
COVID.
because of all this COVID stuff.
Yeah, that's the fun.
And,
That's really the fun.
and that's what's kind of neat. And I think I heard you mention it after I passed the number to you. But, last year there was 109 in the Open, and this year we're at 199 last I heard now. So
Yeah,
it's almost doubled. So
Almost
that's
double.
great. And that's the most, I didn't go back and check the records, but certainly in the last 6, 7, 8 years, even, good portion of that time pre-COVID, that's a record.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. And that's a testimonial to Mark Olson and Galaxy. I think Galaxy, that software, everybody I see everywhere in the world, and I give lessons to intermediates, beginners, or whatever, they're all on Galaxy. And they see the World Championship is being exposed like crazy. And his YouTube channel that you're on right now exposes the game so much. I think Mark, my hat's off to him. I mean,
Sure.
every year
I
they
mean,
give
they've
an
done
award
a-
for the promoter of Backgammon of the Year. And I won it one year. I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
By England, and you got to give it to Mark Olson.
Hands down, I think. But hands down, I think.
Hands down. Yeah.
I mean,
what he's
not
done
only
to
for
promote the
everything
game.
that was going on with Backgammon Galaxy in general,
Uh-huh.
but now coupling that with taking over the World Championship
right.
is even
It
that
was
much more
it was a
significant.
great fit. It's a great fit because it's the number one exposure online that backgammon's getting,
Mm-hmm.
and it brings the world champion. And there's nothing like it. In tennis, you got your 4 great Grand Slams. In backgammon, we got 1. I mean, there are the great tournaments. There's important tournaments. Nobody can deny the Nordic Open and Cyprus and other big tournaments, but this is it. This is our gold medal there, and if you look at the draw here, it's incredible. I don't
It's,
think we're missing any of the top players in the world.
It's pretty loaded at the top. I'll
my
guarantee.
God. My God.
I wish a few more of the Americans would come. I mean, we've got a good contingent. I haven't counted them. There's
Yes.
probably 20, 25 at
Yeah.
least.
Bob Wachtel is not
Bob
here.
Wachtel,
Joe Russell.
Russell,
at the last
Storr,
minute.
Tansy.
Yeah, Storr. Some of our very best Americans are not here. And let's
Kazarov.
not forget about Carter and Blake.
There you go,
they're my
man.
dark horse friends that were going to come. They couldn't be here. I miss them.
One
Terrible.
thing, and I'll tease you by telling you something. You're going to have it a little tougher tomorrow than what you did today, commentating, or whenever you start commentating. I mean, I was doing a match tonight, and all this equipment behind us and people hearing the commentary and the speaker and all that. That's great, but you as a commentator hear it too.
Uh-huh.
So it's it's hard to focus a little bit because you're getting the other
You're
commentary.
getting both feeds.
Yeah.
You know, look, I've been married 3 times. I know how to block things out. I can handle. I can handle. I can handle.
Yeah, I laughed. I saw a joke just a couple of days ago. I thought was pretty funny. I could have almost thought of you. I didn't, but 2 guys were talking, and the guy said, "Yeah, my wife hadn't spoken to me in 2 months. I'm divorcing her, or something like that." And the guy says, "I don't know, man. You ought to think about that. Women like that are hard to come by."
I get the humor of that. That's great.
So anyway, I think we're going to shut it down maybe by 2 or 2:30, Tara, and I can get a little bit of sleep. But
Wait a minute, I got some more jokes to tell. I mean,
well,
that's
you
right.
got a whole
I'll
week
say-
here.
I
You
say-
got a whole
I got a
week.
week. That's right. I'll be here for a week, and then I have to go to Portofino after this. And then after that, I got to go to Greece. It's a horrible life. And by the way, this is what backgammon has done for me. This is the life that I have because of backgammon, and I'm not that good a player. So it just opens up whole new worlds for you and all new kinds of things to see. And one more thing I'll add, because you talked about the friendships and stuff. They asked me what makes a good backgammon player. Well, that's what makes them so interesting as friends too. I don't know a top backgammon player that isn't really intelligent. They might be jerks, and I might not agree with their politics, but they're smart, and it's really fun to we discuss physics and quantum mechanics and business and everything.
Whatever.
It's very interesting people. That's what's so much fun
And
about
another thing, just for and a lot of us know this, a lot of people that attend tournaments know this, but for those of you who don't, I mean, almost without exception, get a big backgammon tournament like this, you can walk up and ask any player, "What do you think about this?" or "Can you help me out with this?" or whatever, and they'll sit down and give you the time and explain something to you. Particularly if you're a newbie or an inexperienced player in some regards, they'll give you that time and that courtesy, and that's something you don't see much in other
No,
other
I have
mind
to tell
games
you,
and sports.
the exception proves the rule. I was playing in a chouette in New York about 30 years ago, and I won't name his name. And one of the top players in the world was standing over there, and I had this tough play to make, and I made the play, took a picture, and I said, "What do you think?" He says, "What, are you paying me for lessons?" That's the only time in 50 years of playing this game with top players that somebody did that.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 50 years with one guy. And turns out he's a jerk, But everybody else, they'd be happy to share their knowledge with you, like you
Yeah.
said. They're writing books. We're getting better books than ever. If you read Mark Olson's latest books, and Dirk, I said it earlier, Dirk's incredible book. James Voigt wrote an incredible book, and Michi's writing great.
books,
Michi's
yeah.
books are great, and Roberti, I understand, just came out with a new great book so they're really sharing their knowledge. We're really improving the game, and you can see it. Look at the better players today are playing at 3 PR. They weren't playing at 3 PR 20 years
No.
ago. They were playing at 5 PR.
Yeah.
A couple of them
And,
every now and then we get a little lower, but the game is really progressed.
It
And that's
has.
also thanks to my friend Xavier, who developed Extreme Gammon.
Absolutely. I
Extreme
mean, that's
Gammon really brought the game on.
almost without exception, everyone uses XG.
Yeah, if you
in this.
don't have Extreme Gammon, then you're not really learning the game.
I
You're
mean,
not
you
really
go
studying the
back,
game.
what, 15, 20 years ago, it was snowy. And
Snowy wasn't bad.
and
Snowy
snowy
was
wasn't
pretty good.
bad, but I mean, it's a quantum leap from
Yeah.
where we were.
Yes.
But now, I mean, no one uses anything else for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean,
GNU,
I'd say
a little bit,
99.5%
right,
is
right.
XG.
Well, the other thing is the bells and whistles. Besides just giving you what's right, there's ways to get insights by looking at dice distribution, by looking at the numbers. You can do rollouts. You can see what happens. You can, in fact, when I get really confused about a position, I just sit there and have XG play XG by itself. I play itself 10 times, and I see things that I never would have understood before. Now I know why that was a take or why it was a pass.
Yeah.
I can see it play out. So you can do it in like 12 seconds. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, they finished reviewing their match a little bit. Tara's going to be throwing rocks at you and me.
Can we
here in a
interview?
moment.
You should be interviewing Zednik, not me. We should be talking to Zednik here.
They hit 200.
200
They
in
got
the
another
championship. Record, huh?
another player, a record in probably the last decade anyway, I would think.
That's
So
great.
200 in the open.
Wow.
That's phenomenal. I know that was kind of the
I hope I get the buy.
that was the unofficial goal.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
And I
So,
know, I know 4 or 5 guys that cancel just at the end because they were still afraid of COVID.
Yeah.
So we could have easily hit 250 without COVID.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next year, we'll see 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good night. Thanks.
Good night, Phil. Thank you much.
My
Good
pleasure.
luck tomorrow.
I'll see you.
Good night, everyone. 2 p.m. Monte Carlo time tomorrow. First round of the 53rd Backgammon World Championship from Monte Carlo. Good night.